Advice Live. Welcome, everybody. Every Wednesday, 9 p.m. Eastern. Myself, Dan, and the mayor.
Steve.
Steve, government name. Mayor, how you doing?
Real good. Snow day 1, beautiful. Snow day 2, even better.
Oh, yes. If you guys don't know, we are in the Michigan area, Flint, Michigan area. And we had a snow day today. Woohoo! Our first one of the year, which is always sweet. I got called the night before, which is great. The morning has some positives because you get kind of the like special surprise, but the night before lets you plan.
It's like finally hitting your numbers on your last $10. Finally you got it, but you wouldn't want it to be that close if you had a choice.
There wasn't a lot of hope, but you get it. So we got it called the night before, and throughout the day today, we're supposed to have upwards of a foot or more of snow. We had a dang near that already. Yeah. And so they have already called our school for tomorrow. And before anybody gets to like crying and, hey, we're soft, and back in my day, we walked backwards with flip-flops uphill both ways. We actually build in our extra days to the school year. So we go to school 6 more days than are required unless we have those snow days. So if we don't use all 6, we're going to work for nothing, for no reason, extra. So we should use them anyway. They're built in for us to have. Might as well take them.
Gotta use that stuff once in a while. It's good too. It's nice. This is our first actual snow day since 2020. And global pandemic day or nearby school shooting day, they aren't as fun. It's like, why you think in your head, why are we home? Snow I can deal with. Snow I like.
I can celebrate. The other ones, not so much. So, hey, Vincent, thank you, man. Appreciate the super sticker. And while everybody's in here, we have you guys coming in nice and early. If you don't mind, please consider hitting a thumbs up on the stream right now. Cost you nothing, helps us out a lot. And if you would like, please consider sharing the stream on your Instagram story, a Facebook post, just to remind people that plan on being here but simply forgot. The snowstorm got a hold of their brain, and we can remind them so we can help out some beards in the chat today. And we also just want to say, We've had some long weeks lately. We've come into Wednesdays kind of beat down and tired, and then we really needed this stream. We're doing fantastic today. We were just talking before the stream about I had a wildly productive day from start to finish, and I feel wonderful. I'm not tired. I'm not beat down. I am roaring and ready to go.
Last week I probably came in. I was probably more down than I've ever, I don't know, just in my own head. And, I was just kind of throwing out little things, and you're hitting them back at me, kind of swatting them away. And that's what we need for each other as a friendship. But this week, I don't know. It's funny how 7 days can make things so different.
Big time.
And
a snow day.
It's really good when it's for the positive and for the better. And I feel like we're coming in swinging. I think things are, we got a good show, great show tonight, but we do also have some traditions that we do, Dan.
We do. And first, I want to get this comment here. Donald, this is so cool, man. This is literally a goal of this channel. He said, I did it. I was able to get the company to update the employee handbook on beards. They updated to accommodate a beard length up to 8 inches long, groomed and styled. They just let me know, wow, that is the literal Donald Long rule. It should be titled that. Dude, Donald, congratulations. That's so cool to make that change. And I think that is a sign of the things to come. I really do believe that the kind of negative stereotypes and stigmas of beards are starting to crack and go away.
That's the pioneers that we need out there. Every little thing you can do, I did an Instagram post today. I said, would you call it a shorter business? Basically playing off your video about why do we, getting rid of that business beard term. It's absolutely right. This is the kind of thing, this is the discussion that has to happen because, if this world is going to be so particular about everything and everybody, then we need to get our share too.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, Mr. Wolverine, are you live with us here? As I said, do we need a welfare check on Dan and the mayor? I'm guessing that's saying that we're not on for you, but everybody else is here listening, so hopefully you're here. If there's another reference there, I missed it. So we do have some traditions, and no school tomorrow. Yeah, awesome, Molly, same here. Couple of things. One is we treat ourselves. I am so excited. We have the original, the OG Mountain Dew here. We're just going with the straight up classic boy tonight, and it's cold. It's ready to go. And then also, we like to eat some jerky. any kind of jerky around the country, around the world. And we do have some new ones tonight that were actually sent to us with the perfect timing right there by our boy Donnie. And so I'll show you guys here, and then I'll kind of zoom in and show you. And there is a slight bit of nerves, be just straight up transparent and honest as always. A little bit of nerves here because it's not our usual, not our normal. So we have elk sticks, not something that I commonly eat or consume. I believe I have had elk before, though I've had an elk steak. Somebody actually sent me that's a subscriber. And then we also have venison. So we have venison sticks and we have elk sticks. And again, to be transparent, we do have some Matador hot to kind of be a palate cleanser or a rescue plan if it doesn't go well for any reason.
And I wouldn't say that this, the nerves is only that we're like a natural field trained team and we're playing on AstroTurf. It's not a big deal to us. So I don't want you worried about that. But it's not exactly some of our go-tos are automatic. And that's just we're just stepping outside the comfort zone a bit.
Yes, and Big Stu says, love Matador. Matador is very solid for like a nationwide kind of like chain type. It's really good. I know what I'm going to get. Is it my favorite? No. Is it bad? No. It's a good solid one. So let me get the noise for you guys here. Oh yeah. And so that's pretty much it, guys. We're going to get into some beards here. Essentially, that sounded good. Essentially, people send in pictures of their beards. They let us know what problems they have, what goals they want to achieve, and us, the mayor, myself, the chat, we give some advice and recommendations on how they can address all of those issues. Detecting Michigan Boy, I found it at Walmart. Walmart's been my best bet for finding the Flamin' Hot Jerky. I used to be hooked up by my guy Jason Brazel, but I've worked my way through that stash, and I've been able to find a few select stocks at Walmart. So not bad at all. I'm gonna grab one of those flat bill hats. Nice. Yeah, I got one right behind me here. Somebody commented about Sam C's Etsy shop customer service. Fantastic. These are the new navy ones. I absolutely love navy. Big fan of the color blue. So yeah, hop on it, guys. There's still some hats. The beanies sold out real quick. I didn't even get one because we sold them all. So
No
it's
way.
like, no, yeah, I didn't even get one. So
And that's
okay.
so strange because they tend to sit.
Yeah, so
Last
our
time they
last
sat.
round they didn't sell. And then today, or this new round, we probably could have sold twice as many, which is crazy. So who knows? It's the market. How about we dig into one of the sticks?
I think that sounds great.
All right, we going elk or we going venison?
Let's just
Chat, what do you think?
I think elk is a little more gamey than venison. Would you agree with that?
I would say so.
So let's go to the gamey.
And then work our
Come
way
back,
back?
yes.
Okay. People in the chat, have
It's
you
in the
ever
game.
had any experience with elk? Is that something that you have consumed? Is that something you love? Let us know your experiences and your thoughts on elk sticks. All right, Mayor. There you go. I don't know if that looked strange on. Oh, he went right in. I like it. I don't know if that looks strange on there, but we're gonna give it a shot here. And again, yeah, it's a tasty smoked sausage. Tasty smoked sausage, and these are out of Monroe, Wisconsin.
I think you're gonna like it.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm not always right with him. He's a little different sometimes on what goes, but I never. Yeah, when we first started doing this show and started trying out foods, it was kind of funny. I didn't really know. I knew Dan, but I didn't know his particularness.
Are you going where I think you're going?
But I brought in a food item for him to try, and bless his heart, he gave it the old. And nowadays you just like, nope, that's not happening. But it was pickled bologna that I brought for him to try.
Yeah, it's one of the worst experiences of my life. It was so Burton. It was absolutely terrible. Sam verified she's from Burton, so hey, not bad.
No,
not bad. I don't know if I'm in love, but not bad.
Can't fall in love with everything.
Yeah,
that's the truth of life. Hey guys, while you're out there, anybody? All right, I'm gonna try this to see if it can work. All right, Alexa, can we talk about Bruno? Okay.
I did that on Monday.
Yeah.
Okay.
Owen told me. So did you know that one? You did that exact one?
Yeah, that was literally what I did.
There's 2 or 3 of them now that it will say back to you. So
yeah, no, I did that. I did that literal one on Monday. Turned on Ked's fridge and everything.
You know what? I don't know where I get my content from. Mostly it's you. That's just perfect though. But you got there's a couple of them.
Okay.
Have the kids watch that? Whatever it's called.
Encanto?
Yeah. I mean, I know. I'm opening. I'm open. I want to set it low because what if there was something else you hadn't seen it?
Oh,
but it's all you've seen.
We've seen it every day for the last 2 months, multiple times, and I love it. I can watch it every day. It's a fantastic movie.
Encanto or Coco?
Encanto by a long shot. Yeah.
I mean,
so
I don't know why.
Yeah, no. So Jay Cruz agrees with you. He's not in here right now. Shame on him, but he's a Coco fan as well.
I like the music more in Coco.
See, I do too. It's great music, but Encanto, it's just better. It's Encanto, Moana, as far as like the new ones, and then Coco.
And we talked about that was the first Disney princess that what? Remember we talked about?
Had glasses.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I think that's cool.
Even though people make a strong argument that she's not a princess.
Oh, I don't want to. Okay, maybe I just walked into a door. Yeah. I don't want to have that discussion.
Because people get passionate about Disney and their characters. So, Dan made my Alexa shut off my. Oh, I did. Yeah. So so I started it, and then I told that lady's name to turn off afterwards because I didn't want people like having it go off, and it turned off his TV. But here's another interesting thing about Coco. Apparently, it's based on a real family and a real woman in Mexico.
Yeah, you told me this.
And they like exploited her, so not so great with that.
It's still a better story to me.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. I like.
Yep.
I guess is it possible that human beings can have two different opinions on things?
Yes.
Once in a while.
Yes.
And it's okay.
Yes.
Because my middle school son doesn't really know that. That is a middle school thing. Is that, oh, you like that? Well, then I guess I do too.
So, Berg Tech, the mayor, is our short beard guy. This channel is about balance. This channel is about perspective. There's so many things I literally come up with as video ideas because of his experiences, his trims, his maintenance, and he makes videos. If he was a long beard guy, it would be tough sell to have videos featuring his long beard on the channel that weren't covered already. So that's kind of where we're at right now. And how about Star Wars characters? Barry. 3 rules on this channel. We don't discuss politics. We don't discuss religion. We do not discuss Star Wars.
We might get a little on Sunday nights, like if he's not watching. I think he notices. He just doesn't say. He chooses his battles, but
it does
come up at times.
Yeah, and it's just a joke, you guys. We really don't talk about politics or religion, and then I kind of cut the tension by saying Star Wars because people do kind of get upset with Star Wars and have arguments and stuff, but yeah. Okay, so here's a question. We'll feed it to you. So I gave that explanation, but does the mayor want to grow his beard out?
Not at this time. I'm on the world's greatest beard journey, and I just feel this is where I'm at right now, and this is what's kind of taking me places. Not right now. Never say never. I could see me, retired someday, giving it a shot. We could, like. Maybe when Dateline's interviewing us for 2020, we'll talk about the movie feature that's coming to theaters near you, where we switch roles. Ooh. And I grow long and you go short, like that. But that's that kind of thing.
Never say never.
Never say never.
But never.
but then you get things like theaters. This. I mean, that's talking. You could be talking.
True.
It could be incentivized.
True. But there's got to be real big incentive there. The mayor has a beautiful work of art, perfectly shaped. So. Hey, and that's another thing too, is there's people that want to have a small beard or a shorter beard, and we need some kind of platform to be able to relay that information. When I tell somebody what to do with a shorter beard, it doesn't hit as well as the mayor telling somebody what to do with a shorter beard. Just to be honest there, same thing here. If the mayor was given long beard advice, it's not going to carry as much weight. That's just how it works, right? If I'm given weightlifting advice, it's not going to carry as much weight because I don't lift weights. So there's a lot of perspective to that.
And the other thing is, somebody jumps in and sees this live stream right now, and they see only Dan's beard, and they have something short, or they just have like a brand new beard. They're asking a question about itchiness or whatever. They're like, oh, this is the pros, and I'm just looking to like play minor league, but amateur stuff. So it's a visual thing.
Yep. And Bearded Wolverine, shh, stop that. You keep asking the question. The reason why I'm not answering it is it's a video topic in the next couple weeks, and I don't like to tell people my video topics, so stop asking. I got you covered, man. We got that going, okay? Love you, man. And Harbaugh coming back to Michigan. Go blue, baby. And did you see? I don't know if you guys know, but I can announce it officially now. Breaking news. I have purchased the team formerly known as the Washington football team. Did you see their name today?
No.
So the Washington football team, the football team
Right,
that has changed their
Yep.
name. They announced their name today. They are the Washington Commanders. The Washington, They are. Yep, they are the Washington Commanders. So I'm announced, guys. I make what is it? What was the deal? I make millions every other day. I think it was. Is that
Dude.
what? I think I make $1 million every other day. Is what apparently is the word. So I purchased the Commanders for real. They are named the Commanders. That is for real. 100% for real. Me purchasing them? Not yet. Okay, not yet. So I'm going to keep my thousands a day. That's what it was. Okay, so I make multiple thousands a day. That's pretty much $1 million, right?
Within a couple days.
Yeah. And yes, real quickly here, Berg Tech, we cannot say what that promo is, but I'm going to kick it to the mayor once he finishes his chew here. And we do have a Whiskey and Hardtack special 25% off promo code. I put a little reminder post out today that really jumped and people got to see it. So the thing with the Facebook is we had multiple people on there that were like, I wish I would have known this. I just placed an order and they don't see all the posts. If you guys ever have problems finding and navigating, reach out to us. We'd love to help you. But Mayor, where can they capitalize on a special promo like 25% off Whiskey and Hardtack?
Well, I'm glad you asked, Dan. We actually have a Facebook group called Command's Corner, not affiliated with the Washington football team. We've had it for a couple of years now.
Maybe our search will go up now.
You never know. We'll take it.
Yeah.
We've had this group for a couple years now, 6,000 plus beard guys with good behavior. We do have a few rules. We ask that you answer the questions when you join so we know you're not a robot or trying to sell something. We have theme days. We have just fellowship between beard guys. We do have a sponsor each month. This month it is Whiskey and Hardtack, and to take advantage of that code, I am not going to tell it to you. You need to join the group because we think you're going to like it. But even if you don't, you can just be there for the discounts. We don't hate that either.
Yeah, and old habits die hard, not to correct the mayor, but to correct the mayor, it's not even monthly this year. We have different segments of sponsors. So we would just say our current sponsor is Whiskey and Hardtack. Sometimes companies will be there for more than 4 weeks, like Whiskey and Hardtack. Sometimes companies might be there in a hot season for 2 weeks. So it's just our current sponsor, not our monthly sponsor. And I do think that's important because people are looking for the months and the dates. Just stay up to date in the group. That just means more giveaways, more discounts, more opportunities for you guys, the more sponsors we have in.
Yep, and along with that sponsorship, usually there's a discount code and a giveaway, so it's a great chance to check out companies that Dan and I, really think you might like. 100% perfect for everyone, never. You never get that. Can't make everybody happy. But we stand by these companies if they come to the group and we sponsor are a sponsor.
Yeah. What's the go-to or kind of best ostrich or bird oil? Was it the ostrich different oil that made your beard feel like cotton candy? So it's just about the number of times I use it in a row. There's no oil out there that just once makes my beard feel like cotton candy. My go-to is Magic City. They just align with my feel. They align with my scents. They are truly, truly fantastic. Black Rebel Beard Co. is also a well-known one for the bird oil. But then you have other ones like Mr. Moose Grooming that has it in lower ratios. So it just depends what you're looking for. Whiskey and Heart Attack? No, it's a Whiskey and Hardtack. It's a reference to like the Civil War times.
Hardtack was what they put in their little satchels. They could eat that on the road. It was like a really high.
It was just a terrible cracker.
It was like a cracker that didn't taste good.
It's just water and flour. The only two ingredients that it had was water and flour. So yeah, it's pretty terrible. I've recreated it a couple times.
So out of the two ingredients, one of them you can't have.
Correct.
That'd be rough.
Do your flat bills fit big heads? I am the captain of the Big Melon Squad, the founder, the CEO. Yes. The flat bills do fit the big melons. 100%. Yes. Okay. Let's go ahead and get this show started here. Welcome, everybody. This is Beard Advice Live on 2222.
2222. Snow day, Groundhog Day, big day.
Yes. And I had a live stream with a missed opportunity at 1 o'clock today. Should have been on 222 at 2 o'clock. but that didn't fit my schedule as well, so we went 1 o'clock on this. And I have it scrolling down below, but Mayor, if people see this, they like it, we need them. Right. How do they enter for next week?
Simple as a couple pictures, a front shot, a side shot, and a brief description on an email to beardadvicelive@gmail.com. We usually handle it within the week, up until about 20 minutes before the show tonight, in fact. But if you don't get on the show that week, you will be on next week. And we always ask that if you're on that edge of sending in or not, we would love for you to send in, because you're going to be having a question that's going to have a problem that's going to be a shared experience with somebody else who didn't speak up. So please consider sending it in to beardadvicelive@gmail.com.
And while we're giving advice here, I even literally forgot to hit the thumbs up on my own video. So if you guys forgot to hit that thumbs up, we probably have about 50 people that have not hit the thumbs up. If you could do that, that'd be greatly appreciated. If you're on your phone, exit out of the live chat, hit the thumbs up, and come back in. And let's get this show started. Moose Hikes, I love Strange Bromance from Whiskey and Hardtack. It sounds so strange, right? Hence the name, but it's really good. Have you had a chance to try that one?
Oh,
Twigs and Berry?
Yeah.
You like it?
Yes. No, it's awesome. I think, I can't talk more about it.
Yep.
There's some things I know.
New to bird oil, how is the oil extracted? I actually have a video on it. If you look up Dancy Bearded Emu Oil, I have a whole video covering it. Essentially, it is actually from the ostrich, from the emu, and it is their rendered down fat. Now, they do not kill the bird for the oil. It's a byproduct that they were going to get rid of anyway. They usually harvest the bird for the meat, for the feathers, and then the oil is just something that, hey, let's try to use as much as we can, and they figured out it was great for hair, great for skin, and it's actually been used by the Aborigines for over 10,000 years now, which is pretty amazing. But nope, it's just fat rendered down and made into a liquid form, which is pretty cool.
I tell you what, you live somewhere where there's wild ostriches that just kind of run by. I'd be like, that would be a second, a kind of a crazy experience.
Right.
Have a big old bird.
But for them, kangaroo is like deer for us.
Right.
You know, like for us, we see a deer, we're like, deer crossing the road, be careful. And for them, same thing with kangaroo. I just got my first beard bar soap. How do I incorporate my weekly routine? Jay, I would use it once a week as a stripping wash, and most people like to follow it up with a conditioner. Yep. So that should hopefully help you out. Thank you, Doug. Love you, Doug. All right. Let's go ahead and get this party started. Oh, and Mayor dug in already to the venison.
Yeah.
Different, same, better, worse?
Slightly less gamey.
Okay.
I think you'll like it more.
Somebody said that they thought it was venison would be more gamey.
Could be. I mean,
I don't know anything about gamey stuff.
Hey,
so.
that's your game.
Yeah. No, the elk, I was pleasantly surprised. Again, it wasn't a love, but it's not a hate. I ate that whole stick. Okay, I like to smell like a cigar. All right, let's peep this. Let's see how it is.
Beard Advice Live. I'm reading.
Okay. And boom.
Oh, this is Jonathan W. Thank you for taking the time to answer this question. I am 6 months into my beard growth, and thanks to you, I've started a consistent heat routine. However, now I'm starting to notice that the left side of my beard on the right side and the straight on picture is thinner, transparent, less dense than my beard on the right side. I think that I may be either A, trimming my neckline finger width above the Adam's apple the first 2 to 3 months. I think this may be from trimming it neckline a finger width above my Adam's apple for the first 2 to 3 months of growth, and or not communicating my desire to leave my beard alone well enough to my barber, and them doing something on each side of the beard to make it blend better. My questions are, am I seeing things that aren't there because I'm overly picky? If I'm not imagining it, how can I fix it? Could it be something I'm doing wrong with my routine that makes it look less dense on one side? Wishful thinking, I know. And please, any other suggestions and or advice from you or the community would be greatly appreciated. Routine involves beard oil every morning, butter at night, washing 2 to 3 times a week, and Aberlite Pro on wash days. Goal is to go a year without any kind of trim, and then find an experienced beard barber to trim out the transparencies to add the look of density. Dan, best wishes as you step away from TJ. Sad to hear that.
Thank you, Jonathan. And a couple people asked, what are we eating? We are eating venison sticks and elk sticks. And yeah, so I guess there's a lot of layers. Joel said venison seems more gamey to me if it's a forest deer compared to a country deer. Interesting. Yeah, it sounds like you guys have levels of these things. And
if it's a country deer, does it drive like a tractor, and then a forest deer has like an off-road or side-by-side?
CT, if you're talking about what's on the screen right now as far as like Jonathan W., the instructions are scrolling below your comment. If you're talking about the comments that I'm placing on the screen like yours right now, those are just ones that we randomly pick that seem to kind of fit the moment. All right, so essentially Jonathan thinks one side of his beard is growing better than the other side of his beard.
Yes.
Right? Okay. So let's go ahead and see what he is saying here and then how it goes. Jonathan, first off, all around fantastic, man. Love the hairdo. Love the separation between the head hair style and the beard. Love the mustache. You guys, I talk about and have a video coming up for how to trim. This would be the epitome of a lazy walrus for me. All right, lazy walrus here. And then as it goes through, okay. So the name of the game would be pick which side is more dense than the other, because we don't know exactly how he's facing and seeing the camera. I don't know what's left or right, because sometimes they invert the whole thing.
Okay.
Yeah, because sometimes literally cameras can be set to invert. So saying like we look at him over the right shoulder doesn't always work. I've learned that the hard way.
You ever try to brush your hair looking like I tried to brush my hair before live stream?
Yeah.
And it's like, whoa.
Yeah,
also
it's backwards.
My foot's involved somehow.
Yep.
I get really confused.
Do you see any side that is uneven to the other one?
First time I read through this, no. Second time, no. Third, this time, I guess it would be on the bigger picture that, yeah.
Slightly, and I think that's what he's saying to our right. So slightly, man, but no, like literally, if you did not make me look at that, it would have never crossed my mind in a million years. Did he talk about sleeping at all on here? Do you remember?
No.
So, Jonathan, there's a couple of things that could be causing this. It's likely something that you are doing to your face and beard. It is likely that you are sleeping on that side, or you have something from work or in your life that's pushing on it. Try to figure out what could possibly be causing less blood flow to get to the source and get to the surface. Other than that, you're totally fine, man. Hey, Michael, thank you. And welcome everybody that's coming in. Hey, Daniel, Logan. Hey, Brett, everybody that's in there. I would not change a thing as far as trimming or styling. Do not try and chase that and make that perfect. I think it looks absolutely fantastic, and you are highly likely looking way too close at it. Yeah, way too close.
I feel like he has a really good feel with the heat.
Yeah.
This is obviously like on point, like dialed in, and it's good. It's not too straight. The only thing to add to what Dan said that just kind of jumped out at me is that you're using your heat on the same day that you're washing. Maybe sometimes when I put, like, I don't know if you're using conditioner or not, but conditioner will not make your heat work as well. Something to think about, everybody out there. I just wanted to kind of mention, I don't know if that's the case for you.
Is he not using heat daily?
No, he said on wash days, I believe.
Okay. Interesting.
Washing 2 to 3 times a week in Averlight Pro on the wash day.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah, that's interesting. I would say
try it out. See
what you're doing's working though.
Yeah.
There's literally nothing style-wise that I would change. So to like give any advice on how to style or not to style, what you're doing's working, man. And specifically your question was about being thinner. I don't think that has to do with style. I think that probably has to do with sleeping or maybe something else going on there. But it's so minuscule. It's so small. There is nobody in the world that would notice that other than you, unless you made them see it. There's so many things that we notice. Nobody does until you point it out. And that's why I oftentimes don't point those things out about me. It's because I don't want other people noticing. So, man, yeah, you look really, really good here. I wouldn't change anything. Yep, just keep going.
What you're just talking about is literally the worst thing you can do as a teacher is to admit to that where you feel less it's like they just seize upon it. There's no compassion in middle school. Like you think they could just be chill with it, but there's always going to be a kid that isn't, and they kind of take over.
Yes, truly.
Show no weakness.
And then let's see, okay, is there anything else that he was looking for? So his goals are to go a year without any kind of trim and then find an experienced barber. All right, yeah, check back with us once you're closer towards your goal. Did he say how long he's in? So it looks, 6 months. I was going to say about 6 months. So Jonathan, check back in with us in maybe 4 or 5 months, and then we can kind of go from there. But your beard looks great, man. There's so many people in the chat jealous right now and have beard envy and would love to have this beard. And that mustache is absolutely epic. Absolutely epic. Love it, man.
This is James. I'm beginning to grow mine out. I haven't had a long beard since my 20s. I'm now in my 60s. I have a pretty mean wave on the side that I can do little with using a heated brush. But I'm hoping to get it straight on its own as it gets longer. My beard will stand still when it's short, but it gets very soft. But it gets very soft at 4 months and had a few trims. Does my age determine the length I can achieve? I really want to shoot for Dan's beard at the 1.5 to 2 year growth mark. Is that unrealistic? Is this unrealistic?
All right, so let me go ahead and address one question here. Does my age determine the length I can achieve? Kind of. Most men reach their peak beard potential in their late 30s, early 40s. That's when you're producing the most testosterone. That's when you're producing the most DHT. And then it comes down to how sensitive your body is to that DHT, because DHT is not quite enough. There's several things that have to play as a factor in there. So your length, it depends on your age. Let's check your age out, because I don't think we have...
60s.
Oh, okay, 60s? So no, James, if anything, your beard is now better than ever.
Now, can I ask a question before we get to his picture?
Yep.
What about the fact that when you're in your 60s, you may be more likely to have a gray beard? Would having gray hair change how long it can grow?
No.
Okay.
Nope. So it can change the texture of it. It can change the thinness of it.
The way it styles.
Yep, the way it styles, the products you use, but it does not impact your growth rate. If anything, like I said, it's better than ever. If you don't believe me, check the eyebrows, check the nose hair, the ear hair of older gentlemen. You will see they grow quite rapidly. So yep, it just kind of gets better and better as you go.
Great.
Yes,
the
yes.
Old ear hair.
Yeah. What up, Dominic? All right, so let's go ahead and check this out here. All right, so he's in his 60s. Man, love the color. Holy cannoli. Yeah. That is salt and pepper. A little bit more salt than pepper there. You're rocking the sodium diet for the style and color. We have a couple gentlemen with the glasses, just like this style is it the safety glasses on the side there, the attachment? Mm-hmm. So we have a couple people on the show today. It's kind of cool. The shape is perfect. The texture is fantastic. The color's better than everywhere else. And what it says here is, okay, the waves, still hoping that it'll go through. Does my age I really want to go to, is this realistic? James, yes. Oh my gosh, this is realistic. You have impeccable coverage on your facial hair, and it's going to grow. Just simply try to do all the healthy habits you hear on this channel. Drink enough water, eat properly, stay active, groom it with quality products and quality tools, and I have zero doubts that you will not be able to reach this beard. You can get that without a doubt.
And James, I just want to add that if you decide that you have a great short beard style too. I know you want to go for Dan's, but we would love to have you in the short beard club. Okay? I mean, I'm not trying to recruit your guys or anything. Hey, but
don't matter to me.
Just, look at the chat, look at the comments for this shape with your face. I don't know. You can do whatever you want, man.
Yeah.
It looks great. You're doing the right things. This mustache is just...
Yep. And I am a big fan of making your beard look purposeful, and oftentimes that involves heat and getting out certain like dips and dents and stuff. I would not even encourage you to try and get rid of any of these textures. And I know you mentioned it in your write-up. This is the perfect example of what a little bit of texture can do to add character, to add just a really unique, amazing look to your beard. I would not touch a thing at this current style. And as Mark says, it suits you really well. Really well.
I'm actually getting to a point where I like seeing a picture like this over a styled like model picture.
Yeah.
That isn't real.
So fun story
I almost have like a trigger for that now.
To add on to that exact thing, somebody sent, and they're in the chat right now, I believe, they sent me their goal picture and they said, I would talk to the wife, we finally have a goal picture. What do you think about this one? It was one of those model ones right after the barber, unbelievably crispy and just very sharp lines. I said, I love it except for the sharp lines. And I said, you want to know why? When that guy goes home tomorrow, his beard's not going to look anything like that. So it's unrealistic to stack yourself up against those pictures like that.
And I've been talking a lot about how a short beard guy needs to not lock in a style in their mindset. It's really a range of where you grow, and then when you come back to it, when you get into a routine, which I'm literally just kind of finding for my first time in my life, of where's your comfort zone. Because to expect it to be like that, sharp-edged, on point, styled, beautiful, it's not reasonable. It's not real life, and it can be like a disappointment to some people.
Yeah, absolutely. Can it be transplanted on my hard head? Is he saying like his head hair? Is that what the reference is?
Can I be I don't know. Oh, he wants his. Okay, I think he just wants his beard.
I don't know. I don't follow you there, Jim. I feel like there's a joke and we lost it in text translation.
Probably. We were talking too much.
Nah.
And we got behind because sometimes I do that.
Yeah, maybe. Could be.
I'm here. Yeah.
That's you do. It is his thing. That's the love. That's the charm. Mark says, how do you take care of a gray beard differently than one with color? So real quickly, and great question, I do have a video. If you look up Dancy Bearded Gray Beards, there's a couple of them on there. I bring on a gentleman named Jim, different Jim, who talks about his experience with a gray beard, but I also break down the science of it. Essentially, the reason why a hair goes gray is the pigment changes because it is now missing the outer layer of protection on the hair. And so what that does is the hair fibers, all of our hairs, Mare's, mine, your guys's, they have these fibers that are like fingers that are out everywhere. And the outside layer really wraps those fingers in and keeps all the fibers together. A hair is not a single strand. It's literally dead skin cells that are stacked on top of each other, which is really interesting to think about. As your hair grows out, it's keratin, and they're just stacking on top of each other.
Super hot.
Yeah. And I know. Oh, man, think about that. It's when you have a gray beard, those are gone. So you want to get something that is going to be usually a thicker or coating or sealing type oil. What that's going to do is it's going to mimic that layer that you don't have anymore, and it's going to lock those hairs in. Things you want to look for would be castor oil high up on the list, olive oil high up on the list, jojoba, meadow foam seed oil. Those are some of your thicker coating sealing oils. That's generally speaking. And then the other kind of main difference is oftentimes white, gray, silver, red beards like to condition a little bit more frequently than non. I still don't recommend 6 or 7 days a week. Try to keep it to 4 or 5. But generally that can help out those gray beards as well.
But how many times a day should I condition? Just kidding.
No more than once.
I was a chronic over conditioner.
And Jim's was a joke. I had a feeling we lost that in translation there. He was saying, can you put it on my hard head? Gotcha, Jim. So yes, love the video with Jim. Have watched at least 3 times. Thank you, Paul. Yeah, so if you guys look up Dancy Bearded Gray Beards, Doug's got us covered as always. Thank you, Doug. Hope you're feeling good tonight. All right, and space down the chat. Okay, yep, there's Michael. So I had talked to him beforehand. Awesome, great question, great comments. And we have a very solid number of entries tonight, but we don't have like the crazy packed show where we gotta like hit it on point to get out of here, and we don't even got a bedtime. We don't gotta get up tomorrow at the normal time, even though I have young kids, so they wake up anyway. But it's just different when you don't wake up to the alarm. It's just different.
I think we're gonna try and ski in the morning.
Oh, cool.
We have, I get season passes for running the ski club. We never get out there. Like, we sign the kids up for like 7 different activities. It's crazy sometimes. You'll get, you see that. I think you've got a plan already in place that makes sense, a little bit based on my own experiences, but more so others. I feel like we keep it okay, but it's not insane how busy the boys are. But anyways, hopefully we get the family to go out and do that tomorrow.
Super cool.
All they want to do is play their Oculus.
That's wild.
And they've dropped the Switch. They dropped the Xbox.
That's wild.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's wild. Hey, Rich, thank you, man. I appreciate you. That's one of our gray-bearded legends from the show. He was the cover thumbnail of Addition by Subtraction. And then we got one for you, Mayor. Mr. X-Ray Tech Mr. X-Ray Freak would like to know, what do you teach?
I teach, short beards, no. 8th grade science. I've taught science my whole career. I am a certified language arts teacher as well, and I wasn't feeling the papers, grading those when they offered me either or, because a guy just stepped out of science. I stepped in 20 years later. I've been doing middle school science all the way through.
Super cool. And I'm a middle school history teacher for the next few months. And I don't have any other certifications. I got another degree in earth science, and I failed the teaching exam on it because, little news story, I didn't want to pass. Essentially, I got hired and told them I was pursuing my earth science degree. And so they were like, okay, we like to have teachers with multiple degrees so they can teach multiple subjects. We can flex their schedule. And I was like, I got you. I'm pursuing it. And then I failed on purpose and only took it once. So I didn't try to go back again. So yes. But thank you. Thank you again, Rich. And I was one of the idiots. Hey, self-talk, positive here. Conditioning 7 days a week. Stopped after talking to Dan. It feels much better. Absolutely. And that was one with the mayor where he was conditioning earlier a lot and was saying it was for the short beard. And you guys, that's literally part of the journey. You figure out something until you don't know anymore, right? And then you kind of change and adjust. For me, I used to co-wash. I never conditioned every day, but I used to co-wash once to twice a week. And then I figured out my beard does not like co-washing at all. And I don't know if there was a change that happened with me. I don't know if there was a perspective that changed with me.
What's the difference between, sorry to interrupt.
No, you're good.
What is the difference between, just for everybody out there, a co-wash and just a regular daily wash?
Yeah, so a co-wash is simply using conditioner on your beard by itself. That's it. I actually filmed a video today that's going to cover something on the topic. So instead of using a beard wash that's going to clean and clarify and cleanse your beard and the skin underneath, a conditioner just has softening properties, detangling properties to it. And there is value in co-washing for some people and for some beards, but I had to realize that it wasn't for me, and I made a video owning it, talking about it, and that's just part of it. I mean, there's some times where you just have to, go. Doug said he's gonna go get a sundae. Nice, Doug. I love sundaes. One of my absolute favorites.
I'm like a Friday guy myself.
All right.
I am a dad. That's a dad joke.
Who's been teaching longer? The mayor has, by about 10 years.
I've been living about 10 years longer, too.
Yep. Yeah, we both got hired out, straight out. I was 22 when I got hired.
That's a young age to get hired looking back.
When you look back at it, it's wild.
That guy was...
Woo. I will say, I was a very good teacher at 22. I was a very different teacher, but young teachers have a lot of value because they have crazy energy. My motor... was unlike anything you've never seen before.
You want to do that?
Oh.
And they're like taking it all out.
My gosh. And then when I look back at it, I'm like, how did I do that? Like, how did I do that? So, yes. You guys are so awesome, but the classes you teach were my least favorite. Well, you didn't have us.
Right.
I promise if you had me, you'd like history.
And I always opened my year with, I was not the kid that knew everything. I was not a love of science. I grew into it. Kind of hit me in college. I started enjoying it. In college.
Yeah.
And I kind of teach from that perspective of understanding that not everybody's coming to the room super into science.
Yeah. Yep. Any plans for the embroidery on the back for the people who wear it backwards? Noah, I have contacted the company to ask, because we just work with the company right now, to see if it's possible. I have not heard back yet. It's not in their plans that they offer, so I don't know if that's looking good.
$1 million.
But we never say never.
That sounds cool.
Right.
I love that idea. That's
for sure.
a custom... That's next level.
For that purpose.
Right.
And there are hats out there that do it, but we just work with a specific brand. Are you still doing the rinse days? I am, SDZ. I am every other day right now, unless there's a situation or circumstance that calls for otherwise. So today was what was today? Today was a rinse only day. Tomorrow is a wash and condition day, followed by a rinse only, followed by a wash day. So yes, the rinse days are very important for me. Very important for me. What's the difference between a co-wash and straight up conditioning? So a conditioner is meant to be used after a beard wash. A co-wash is just used by itself. Is there a difference in the products? No, it's just a marketing term. Co-washing is a verb rather than in a product. So hopefully that will help you out.
And that is not an easy thing to get. Every once in a while I feel like I got it. I got the difference, and then I don't.
Yep.
I don't really say anything, and just time goes on. Except I did say something this time, so I don't know. Here we are.
So
talk too much.
Russell, so when you don't co-wash, you just rinse with water? Yep, so one day is just simply rinsing with water. That was today. Beard's doing well. And this is actually after a second shower. I had to snow blow. My beard got frozen, got funky. So I took a shower. This is with no heat after the second shower. It would not look this good, though, if I didn't style it in the morning. It's kind of a little bit of a carryover, so yes. Any clever t-shirt ideas for beards that cover normal print area? What do you mean by normal print area?
Same thing you're talking about, where you keep your logo lower. Just you're working on it. You see.
Oh, okay. So he's saying, any ideas for beards that cover it? Yeah. So Brett, my beard's very long. If you notice, I never have anything under my beard. You guys, if you reach out to Sam C on the Etsy shop, she will make the logos wherever you would like. So I have this shirt from the mayor that he has on, and his is right here. Mine is much lower because of my beard, right? If I was to stack up against this, my beard is covering that got bearded. So yes, absolutely reach out to Sam C. If you notice, we offer pocket logo shirts, which means it's off to the side of your beard. That's on purpose. We have the Stay Bearded, Stay Positive circle logo, and then it's also huge on the back. That's because of my beard. So absolutely. Thank you guys, appreciate it. Yeah, absolutely. We are on it though. We're on it there. Okay. So you liking the sticks?
Yeah,
they are good.
I've had 3 of the venison.
Nice. Yeah, I don't know if I really have a difference. I think maybe the elk was a little bit smokier, maybe to me, but yeah, I don't know. Like a hidden message under the beard. Yeah, right. That would be kind of funny if it was something that you like unveil.
Lift up to.
Yeah.
Do you like me?
Yeah.
Yes, no, maybe, no.
Yeah, my eyes are up here, something like that.
Incidentally, did your kids get Valentine's for Valentine's Day in school yet?
Not yet.
Okay.
They will.
Luke got them, and they are like these tubes of gumballs. They're like, why is everything so cool now that I'm not a kid?
That is cool.
I mean, I would even like the tube afterwards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you wear N95, should you wash after work? I would recommend it, yeah. Yep, absolutely. Dan, I liked your video today, the blow dryer brush. I've been wondering about one. Yeah, I don't think I'll use it again, but I absolutely can see it being for someone. If I happen to lose a hand, that would be the tool I would go to. For sure.
Would you get a hook? What are you putting on? What are you putting on the hand that you lost?
That's the question.
A hook. You could get a knife. You could get like a. Boy, oh boy.
Chicago comb number 8. That's what I'm getting on it. Yep.
Or, you need like the plug-in so you can plug different things in. The comb, middle
Kinsman
finger,
and kangaroo.
Yeah.
I don't know if we've had gator. We've had all sorts of stuff, but I don't think we've had kangaroo. I don't think I want to have kangaroo, but it's okay.
And the most dangerous game. No.
Yeah.
I don't know. All right, aesthetic whiz. I looked up what that word means. Do you know what it means?
I know what an aesthetic is.
It's not that. It's,
okay.
This is someone who practices extreme self-control.
Yeah. So that's.
I thought.
Yeah. So that's the basis of the of Buddhism religion. So essentially, you remove yourself from all pleasures of life and you bring yourself to the extreme. So
you're kind of like that though. Like we wouldn't have these Mountain Dews today because I was gonna drink it last week on the way out, and it was like, and then he like zened me into saying, let's just take one thing off the plate for next week.
That I do love. Okay, let me talk about that real quick. I have a crazy schedule. I work my absolute butt off, but one thing that I live by is I always try to take things off my plate when I get an opportunity. I had opportunities today. You guys, I cranked out like 4 videos, 2 for other things, 2 for my own platform. I uploaded, I edited, I filmed, I did consultation. If I can get it off my plate, I try to get it off my plate, right? If I have an opportunity to do some work on the Beard Advice live show, I do the work. I don't wait till a Wednesday or something. So that's funny because that's something that means a lot to me. Sam is not like that.
It makes all the difference.
Sam's not like that. She'll wait until she has to do something. We balance each other out really well. But if I can get it off my plate, almost to like a freakishly obsessed level with it, if there's something on my plate, it like weighs heavy on my mind. It's always there.
If you're programmed to work hard or relax a little bit,
yeah,
or you're gonna go to work hard
always
because there's the payoff's better and you feel better about yourself, and yeah,
always. And then it lets me have that relaxed time down the road with a clear mind.
And it's that much better.
It really is. When I can relax and not have to think about what I have to do, it's so much better. Because if I do have things I need to do, I don't relax. I just think about it over and over and over again.
Yeah, it's like I'm kind of getting I've been doing that Sunday show, Beyond Bearded.
Yep.
And I'm kind of getting my routine going, and like I might have taken a nap, but I just stayed up and worked, and I slept better the night having not done it.
Yep, absolutely.
All right. Hello, Dan. I love everything you do. Thank you. I'm 25 years old, and I'm not the happiest with my beard. With outside light, it looks extremely transparent. In pictures, and my cheek, with outside light, it looks extremely transparent. And my cheek covering is lacking. I would like to know your thoughts and what you would recommend for me. Would my coverage be better as I age, or is this just what I got? I got the pictures there, about 3 months of growth.
Okay, cool. And quick question by Mark: when you film or when you camp, do you film a bunch of videos before you go? Yeah. So I'm always a week ahead, no matter what. Like right now, I have 3 or 4 videos loaded and ready to go. When I camp, I double up, so I can take that week for my family. I don't have to think about filming. I don't have to think about editing, uploading. That's kind of that same exact idea. I take care of business ahead of time, so I can enjoy that family time. That's a good line.
You wouldn't be in the moment.
Right.
You know, it's bad enough as it is.
Yeah, it would be over my head at all times. So yes, I double up when I'm gone for a week. Like the mayor and I are going to Jackson Hole this summer with Copper Johns. I will be 2 weeks ahead at that point because, and here's important as well. The last thing that I want to do is come home from filming and feel the pressure of having to like meet some deadlines. I like to come home and say, I got a week cushion. Now I can kind of relax, get unpacked, and then go into what I need to do. So, yep, great question. Great question. Okay, here we go. Happy with my beard. Got
He's
some
25.
coverage lacking. Okay.
He's 20. That's
25.
Circle that for as
All
far
right.
as that's the first. That's the first thing.
Without seeing,
right.
Yep, 25 years old. Let's see how he's doing here. Awesome. All right. Mr. Wiz, and very fitting that he's out in the woods after the story there. Prince Siddhartha, I love teaching about different things like that. The story of Prince Siddhartha is very fascinating, by the way. But okay, yeah, we see what you're saying. Definitely have lighter coverage on your cheeks. And essentially he's saying, hey, I'm happy with it, but do you think that it will get better as I age? Mayor, what do you think?
Well, Dan mentioned earlier, you have about, if we say a 40-year is your prime age for hitting that testosterone and starting to grow that thick beard, you've got 15 years going. You're ahead. You're ahead of many guys at your age group because the hair's there, and you've got a curlier style, and it's gonna come in. So no, you're not stuck at this forever. This is not what you got. I've had plenty of talks in person and on the show with guys that didn't show the promise you do. That said, yeah, you obviously you'd love the sides to be thicker and all that, but it's just I hate to say it over and over again, but it's a matter of time. And if you want to trim the underbeard where you're growing stronger, which is very common, the guys are going to start their thick beard growth there. You could trim that back, or you could just let that go. But definitely, I would. If the goal is a bigger, fuller beard, don't touch the sides. You're going to doubt yourself a little bit as the journey goes, but slowly you're going to see that kind of start to happen.
Yes, they will fill in. Great perspective from Mark Brown here. He said, I had about the same coverage at 25. He is now fully covered. I would say maybe 10 years later. I'm guessing Mark's around 35 there.
I put him at like 25.
Okay, true.
Mark.
True, yeah.
Maybe 26.
But 25 wouldn't work because that's when he was around 25. So you ruined the reference there.
Well, I just didn't pay attention. So half of them didn't either. So there you go.
So no, yeah, it's going to come in at 46. Woo! I was being nice. And JT,
Not me. I was being serious.
JT, you can see his beard in the picture there, legend, and he says it was better than his at 25. You are doing fine. I love this question here. Imagine if the Amish community could access this top tier content. Never thought about that. Beards are a staple in the Amish and Mennonite. Am I saying that right?
Mennonite, yep.
Mennonite communities, but they are not able to access the internet to learn strategies like what we go over here. That's a huge market that I'm missing.
Well, but that basically that is my family.
Yeah.
Like one generation out from my dad. They don't look to improve.
I know.
They don't look to. They're about like maintaining. That's like, it's kind of beautiful, but I don't see, that's as it goes with the whole philosophy. But
it's a bummer.
Yes, he basically is saying there's a whole bunch of beard people out there that aren't even plugging in, and I agree.
All right, so Mennonites can use the internet. Okay, good to know. My parents live in northern Michigan, and there is a very large Amish community. Very large, to the point where they have horse and buggy lanes.
And you might still, like, Mennonite can use, like, power tools to build, and they're great craftsmanship too.
Yeah.
So
cool.
You'll see that.
Cool. All right, Mr. Wiz, thanks for sending in. Just let it grow, man. You're doing great. If I could give just a random bit of advice, I would love to see you clean up where your head hair transitions into the beard. I think that's only going to really accent the beard and make it seem even fuller and thicker. Just right starting here, your line's pretty clear where your head hair turns to your beard. Where do I always say? At the opening of your ear, the top of it is right where it transitions, and yours is perfectly there. Just get a nice little fade.
So I'm going to ask, I think I saw Molly here earlier.
Yep.
So I'm just going to put it out there, Molly, in the chat if you hear this. I've been doing this beard advice, our Beyond Bearded show. We're talking about head hair once in a while. A guy like me has pretty straight head hair. Is it appropriate to call, will you hit the mayor cam? I'm calling out my camera now. Was it appropriate to call this a fade, or is this more of a blend because of my hairstyle? And the fade would be my beard, which is curlier. What's the appropriate way to talk about that? That's all I was wondering.
Yeah. So Molly, is this a fade or a blend?
On my head hair.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Good question. I don't know the answer. A fantastic question. All right. Wiz, again, thank you, sir. Oh.
This is Jake B. I've been growing my beard since 2012 with various lengths over the years. It's been 6 months since my last beard trim. I usually do my trims myself. I am going to a new barber this time, and I'm thinking of just asking for a transparency trim and blend in the sides. What do y'all think? Also, should I leave the mustache or trim it to see the upper lip? Lastly, is the beard hair going too far behind my ear on the side pictures? I'm also getting a haircut that will include the fade on a fade on the sides. Where should the beard start on the sides, top of ear or middle ear?
Okay. All right. And a few people are saying it's a blend. It's a blend for you. So,
Okay.
Yep.
Appreciate that.
And yeah, Dallas is actually, he's a driver where my parents live and delivers stuff to the Amish daily. And I've always wondered how they order without the internet. Yeah, that's a good question. They have like corners where they have like, they sell their rugs and they do all that. And yeah, Dallas, you'll know where I'm talking about. So my parents live on Pratt Lake. And that corner before you get to like Pratt Lake Road or whatever that is, they like sell all their rugs and all their like beautiful made stuff that goes through. Here's another barber. Jacob says, depends on who you ask. Some say it's like a 2 to 3 fade. Some say it's a blend. Okay, practically interchangeable. Thank you, Jacob. Awesome, man. And then Jason, I like this question. He said, do you ever finger groom at this length if I wake and things are okay? Jason, I have a recent video. If you check out like my last, the 2 important styling tips or 2 important styling steps. If you message me, I can send you that link. Or if Doug is super on it, he'll get you the link now. I do that as my finishing touches. But for the health of my beard, it's extremely important to comb my beard every day. You want to get that teeth into the skin to exfoliate. You want to get that teeth into the skin to be able to spread out your products. Very, very important to be able to comb the beard daily. So I would never go with only using my hands as my tools, but I absolutely use them every day as my kind of finishing style, there.
Do you use your number 7, your pick every day?
Yes.
Volume?
I use my number 8 and my number 7 every day. All right, I finally learned how to do a temple fade today. Level unlocked. Nice. I didn't see Molly's comment. She must. Okay. Oh, here she is. She said it's a blend or a taper. Okay. Good. Boom. There it is, Doug. Doug's on point. So, Jason, check out that video. That will explain and show what I do with my hands for my beard.
You know what I'm curious about? Doug's process for finding the videos.
He'll look. I know the process.
Okay,
I do the same thing because he's too quick for it.
I know.
So he searches Dancy Bearded and then whatever terms that I just told him.
So he doesn't have a window open all the time. It kind of jumps over.
He probably does, yeah. But like some people try to scroll through my videos to find them. The easiest way, guys, is literally search Dancy Bearded and then finishing 2 steps. Yeah. Dancy Bearded, gray beards. Dancy Bearded, pick comb. Whatever it may be, and he's got you. Yep.
Mayor's mishaps.
Absolutely. Combing does strengthen the beard. Yes, it does. Absolutely. JAL said, I got my positive COVID test back. Can't taste or smell. Oh, man. If that's the worst of your problems, I think you're doing okay. Hopefully it stays that way and you're feeling all right, doing well, because you never know.
My son, it was like 3 weeks. Started coming back.
Okay.
You know.
Okay. Smell and taste?
Yeah, although he like, it's the younger one. So he made it like, this is just, I can't taste the food. I don't want to eat this, but can we go to McDonald's?
Yeah. Nice.
Another McDonald's mentioned. That's
nice.
like, I'm mentioning McDonald's.
You do on every show.
It's one of those things though. Like it's not intentional. I not on Sunday.
Yeah.
I don't know.
What's usually Sunday? That's
no,
like
it
your
won't
main
be.
McDonald's
No,
one.
listen. This Sunday, I'm gonna make.
What do you guys like more, the McFlurry or the the Sunday?
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Millionaire?
Bearded.
I'm definitely a millionaire. No, I'm not. All right.
We need to talk.
Yeah, right. The mayor needs a raise. Okay, 6 months since my last trim. I usually do my trims myself. Just think about asking for transparency trims on the side. What do you think? Should they go to a barber? Try? Let's take a look. Let's take a look at the beard first, then we'll give you some advice, because I do believe there are some trims that are more suited for a barber. Then there are some trims that are more suited for yourself.
A lot of banter today.
Yeah.
I keep forgetting what I read, but that's good. I think it's good.
It's natural.
It's like a little
Leave the mustache or trim to the upper lip. Lastly, is the beard hair too far behind the ears? Okay. Then we got a couple here. All right, we're gonna pop back and forth. So let's first off see if we should recommend him to go to a barber or not. Okay. Mayor, I'm gonna let you hit this question. Great, Jake, great beard, man. Holy coverage, holy color, looks fantastic. But I'm gonna hit this with the mayor because this is more in his world. I would say you got close to that length when you grew it out for November.
Yep.
So what do you think? Should he try to go at this himself and continue to go at it himself?
Did he say a goal?
Let's see, I do not believe so. My last beard trim, he's just looking for a transparency and a blend. So pretty much what you do, what I do. Should he try it himself or should he try to find a barber?
I would say I would go to the barber. That's a really tough one. I vacillate, big word. I go back and forth between it. As far as a barber for the head hair, definitely. I think that Dan would say this, but I'm going to jump on it and say that the hairstyle to consider is that bald and bearded. You don't have to jump into that because you could do like a crew, it's gonna bring that. I just did this on my show Sunday, but the hair, your wherever that line marks, like a crew hairstyle or something like that could still work. You've got plenty of hair to do that, but I think it'd be a bad, beard if you consider that. Now for the beard itself, as far as the mustache goes, if you're gonna stay at this length, well, let's say, which I think would look really good, that you do kind of just bring in some of that transparency, start maybe styling, maybe doing, and just a little bit, if you want to lock in right here.
Yeah, he said he wants transparency and then blend the sides. So I think he has a goal. He's just asking, should I go to a barber or do it myself?
I think this could be done on your own.
I agree.
I started out initially with the barber saying about the head hair, but with what you've got, Dan can show you the line of transparency. And if you're going to stay at this length, you might consider just a slight little a little bit of a taper as you go, depending on what tools you use.
Yeah, and James agrees with you entirely. Thank you, James. He said, barber for the haircut and sideburn blend, beard trim yourself. Yeah, I would agree. I'm not good at advising on haircuts and head hair because I do it myself, and I don't know a whole lot about that, and I really don't care about that much for me personally. I just speak about me personally. For the beard, you absolutely can do that one yourself. Something like the mayor's trim video would definitely help out. I think we're getting another mayor trim video. Is that the one that you're updating? We had talked about you have something that has changed. Was it your trimming or your trimming video, right?
Trim
you
video.
trim differently now, right?
I do. I trim it differently now. My heat use is a little different.
Okay.
And I was thinking too about, we'll talk.
Okay, all right. So yeah, I agree. Get a little blend in there, get a little transparency, and it's very simple. You can see the line here. Kind of go with a God of War type beard. It's going to be real angular. It's going to look very, very nice, man. So Jake, I hope that answers your questions. If you have anything else. Oh, no, we got more here too. Okay, so he's in here. He said, thank you for the advice. I'll try to get my beard trimmed myself. Okay, and then there were more questions. Okay, what about the mustache? Should I leave it? Should I take some off of the upper lip? So let's see here. All right.
Bothering you, right? I mean,
so Jake, what I would propose is let's try styling it first. Your mustache is going straight down onto your lip. I would say with your beard density, your beard style and shape, try the lazy walrus, man. Try getting some heat on your beard, on your mustache, and getting it going to the side, and see if that helps you. Otherwise, if you're going more the bear's route, then yeah, if it's bothering you, go off that top lip there.
I'm just gonna put it out there. I think that similar to my style would look fantastic for you.
Okay.
I think you could go to Dan. You can do either one, but there's a lot. There's just so much. This is such a case of growing past it so that you can kind of bring it down. But when you do this trim, just see what you think and what feels right for you.
Yeah, and a lot. So Brent says leave it. We have lazy walrus, heat. That's how I rock my stash. So give it a shot. Definitely Lazy Walrus. So give it a try first. Try my method. Look up Dancy Bearded Lazy Walrus. I actually filmed today a Lazy Walrus trim video that'll be coming in the near future, Wednesday, I believe, 1 week from today. So try that out. He said, I'm going to try some heat on the stash. Never done that before. Jacob, game changer, especially if you have a heated brush. Look, please, Jacob, after the stream, look up Dancy Bearded Lazy Walrus. I got you covered, man. I promise. And then he had another question. Love the questions, by the way, Jake. And he said, okay. Lastly, is the beard hair going too far behind the ear on the sides? Okay, let's get that one specifically first. No. I'm saying like down in this area here. No, absolutely not. You're doing good.
It's very uniform.
Yeah.
You know, you're not.
You don't have a big jet out of there. Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. Very uniform. I'm getting a haircut that will include a fade on the side. Where should the beard start on the sides, top of the ear, middle of the ear? So we kind of talked about that in the last person, but it's real simple with yours. You see how you kind of have this little indent and change right here? Find the opening of the ear, the top of the ear, and it's right there. So this is where your beard begins. This is where your head hair begins. You actually have different color. You have darker head hair here, and you have a red beard here. That is exact point where your beard begins.
And I'm just saying, man, that a little bit of a fade up into that would look amazing.
Sound effects.
But I'm not trying to sell you on my style. I just think it would look good.
I recently watched someone come in with a glorious beard, bald and beardful. He wanted a beard trim. Someone else took him. I looked for 2 seconds, turned back, and the dude had... Molly, you do not leave us on a cliffhanger like that. Hey, Vineyard.
Is there a max? There must be a
There
max.
is, yep. Like 200 characters, I think. Molly, that's not cool at all. Come on, Molly. Oh my god.
Moderators have a max character?
Yeah, I even have max characters, so yep. It can be tough sometimes. So he said he'll let us know how it goes. Please do, Jake. That's really cool, man. But yeah, I think we covered everything. And then, okay. While we wait for Molly's question, I know. I'm scared as well. All right, Jacob, you're at, oh, no, Jacob's just coming in. Okay. All right, let's go back to the story here. She looked away for 2 seconds, big, beautiful beard. Somebody scuba trimmed his beard so short into a very sharp point. His beard was originally about 8 inches and squared off. I wanted to cry. Oh my God. You can imagine how their stomach felt and, Molly.
You were talking earlier in your live, and you said, and it's something I've never thought of, but one of the reasons that Scuba's trim works for Scuba is that he's a amazing beard grower.
Yeah, he's Middle Eastern. Yeah, he's Arabic.
But you're right. Like that works when it's just coming back, and your growth is really good. And to a point, I do like a little bit of a fade, but I don't like. I think I've watched his technique. His is way more serious because he's got more room for air and probably better at it.
Yeah, definitely. That is, I love Scuba, but there's some danger in his freak genetic beard genes. And again, this is coming from a guy with a very big beard. I know that it sounds kind of hypocritical here, but I have very dry skin. The beard health, the beard care for me is uber important because I cannot just rock whatever. I cannot take a day off. I need to be using good quality stuff. Otherwise, my beard is going to be punished real quickly. Scuba has those Arabic genes where his and it's at least 50% of his DNA is Arabic. There's a ton of things he could do to his beard, and it's not going to matter. One of those being co-washing like 6 days a week. It can be kind of dangerous when given that advice, and it's it's interesting, right? To think about why Michael Jordan never became a coach. I'll just let that sink in. I'll let that sink in there. Yep. I'll let that sink in. Okay, Jason. Would love to see an episode.
It's going a little deeper than I thought it would.
And I'm not even going to tell anybody. I'm just going to let that sink in. Why Michael Jordan never became a coach. All right. I would love to see an episode where you take pics of our grooming tools, such as comb brushes, and discuss what's good and not so good. Brushes are the ones that still have a lot of confusion. Jason, that's a great idea. I would say I do have, and I know you're new to the channel and platform. Thank you for the membership. I think that was recently here. And if you're not new, I apologize. I'm confusing you with somebody else. But if you just look up like Dancy Bearded Combs, Dancy Bearded Brushes, I have one video in particular, Doug, hook me up here, where it's beard combs versus beard brushes, and I talk about the pros and cons of both of them. And here, let's get into it real quickly. A comb is going to be for your overall health and styling. Everybody should be using a comb. A brush is more so going to be for strictly styling, unless you have a very short stubble beard and you can get some exfoliating on the skin. So there are ones, but I think you're saying that you guys send in pictures of your tools and we talk about the pros and cons of those tools.
Why we choose that one?
Yeah, I actually
like
really like.
belt?
I actually like that idea of saying, "Hey, this is good for this. This one you want to avoid this." It's not a bad idea.
Use this one over that one.
Yeah. So we'll put that out there for anybody that's watching right now. We're probably not going to make like an official show out of it or anything because it would probably get old after a little bit. But if there's anybody watching right now, Jason, I'm holding you to it, that would like to next week send in pictures of their beard tools and they're wondering what's good about them, what's bad about them, how they can use them, we'd be happy to do that. Now, please don't show off your Chicago Combs collection and send in your 7 and 8 just because you want to flex a little bit. We all know why those are great. But if you're somebody that's genuinely like, hey, what's good about this one? What's bad about this one? Hey, my wife has this one. Can I use it? What about this one? That'd be really cool. So Jason, send on in, man.
Well, and I know for head hair, I have some topics coming up for Beyond Bearded, but guys truly stick to grooming tools way longer than they probably should. Like your hairbrush from high school. I bet somebody watching us right now still uses that same hairbrush that they had in high school because it's always worked or whatever. But I know for me, what I show you today might be different in 6 months. I think my gains are less now, but I've learned so much. The things that I dropped a while back, like a boar's hair bristle brush, are coming back into my play for bringing those flyaways down at the end of a finish of a heating routine.
Yeah, and I was right. Jason's new subscriber today, and he became a subscriber and a member day one. Jason,
Welcome.
Shout out to you, man. And Jacob says he's biased, pretty much saying if you find the right barber and you are able to communicate, they'll bring out the best out of your beard. I would say there are some exceptions to that, one being a beard like mine. I know my beard through and through, and my trims are relatively simple. There is nothing a barber can offer to my beard that I cannot do myself. Now, beards like the mayor's, beards that are a little bit more angular and sharp, absolutely, a barber can get on the side a little bit differently, can see angles a little bit differently. It's risky, right? I've seen more barber botched trims than I've seen self-botched trims, and that's a fact for my experience. But there's nothing a barber can do to my beard that I can't. With my years of experience, with the way I like my beard, there's truly nothing. But I do agree, there are some trims, many trims, that if you have a good barber, you have good communication, you can really kind of dial in what you're looking for. And yeah, yep. And be specific, guys. Unbelievably specific. We always say bring pictures, bring videos. No, don't just say, hey, give me a cleanup. Say, I would like a 1/2 inch off. I would like this, I would like that. So important to be specific. I do have a video that's titled like how to talk to your beard barber, something like that. That can be really good. Okay? Did you look into Sam's Ordinary brand for products for hair? Into Sam's Ordinary brand? Are you asking like what we use? Or is that a brand? Because Noah, I forgot. Either way, I have not. Well, it's capitalized, so he said Sam's Ordinary brand for hair. So it looks like that would be an actual brand. So yes. And Dan and Mayor, all right, Michael. Here we go. He says, and I'm gonna kick it to you, of course. Dan and Mayor need.
I was putting the T in the ground and then the ball in the T.
Ooh. Need to set up a list of recommended barbers recommended by beard brethren. I don't know, Michael, if you're baiting us here and playing devil's advocate to kind of set us up here, but Mayor, hit him with the elevator pitch of this.
One of the greatest aspects of our Facebook group and the topics and the links is a beard barber map. We have a Google form. You can submit names and then they get auto-populated. Well, not auto, I do it by hand. But they get populated into a map of the world and little pins. We have some in Europe, but mostly U.S., Canada, of recommended beard barbers. And, it'll tell you who sent it in, a number to call in your area. It's pretty, it's been growing. We got a couple hundred at least on there.
Yep. And I hear all the time from people that use the list and they came back and said how great it was. So that is absolutely awesome. Literally what you asked about, we have to a T. It's recommended barbers submitted by our bearded brethren. So absolutely to a T. When do you decide to do your first trim? Mark, man, it comes down to your personal preference, your personal goals, and your personal comfort level. If your goal is to go from the mare's beard to mine, the easiest way is to leave it alone. But maybe you're not comfortable with letting it go while you leave it alone. I wasn't. I trimmed along the way. I trim when I feel like I cannot style my beard into the way I want it to look. Then I start trimming. Mare, how do you process when you feel like it's time to trim?
If I had a really person I trust with my beard, it would be every 3 times. It's like you get that dialed in shape from the barber, and you kind of, like I said, with that range, you can flat, even out the bottom, you can touch up the mustache, you can bring the sides in a little bit, but eventually it kind of grows to a point where I don't know where my first step is on a self trim, so that's when I can start thinking about going back out to somebody.
Awesome. Jimbo says, is there any kind of oil or butter that's better for blackbeards? If so, which? Thank you. Great question. So with blackbeards, you're very fortunate. Blackbeards have some of the strongest and healthiest hairs that are there. It's almost the opposite of a gray beard that is lacking some structural integrity. The main challenge with blackbeards are those like kind of pigtail curls, those really tight curls. Those can be challenging to get a comb through. It doesn't really work to use heat. You almost have to trim it in a different way as well. But health-wise, you're doing great. It really should come down to your skin more than your beard. And what do I mean by that? Do you have dry skin? Do you have average skin? Do you have oily skin? That's what you want to determine. If you have oily skin, go with a thinner viscosity oil. If you have dry skin, try to use a little bit thicker, medium thick oil. That will really determine it. But no, that's not how we have the rules for red beards, gray beards. Doesn't really apply for black beards. So that's a fortunate thing. Generally speaking, black beards are very strong and healthy. They have really good structure to them. Okay, what was the Facebook's group name again? Mark, it's scrolling down at the bottom.
Command's Corner.
Yep, and there's a link in the description of every single video. Every single video. My wife's sensitive to strong smells, which gives her migraines. Is there any recommendation on lightly scented products that are good quality? Kelly Roy, please send me a message and I'd be happy to recommend some. We can go straight up neutral, natural, giving you unscented options, but I do have a company or two that uses very light, very natural scents. I'll throw one out there for you now to go check out my review video. Look up Dr. Nick's Amazing Man Stuff. I think that's the one for you, but send me a message, please. I would love to discuss that. Hey guys, do Oxford combs need to be cleaned more often than other types? No. Do you feel the oil scents cling to Oxford comb? Yes. The scents definitely do. So the Oxhorn comb is going to be more naturally porous, meaning the stuff can get in there. That was one of my favorite features of an Oxhorn comb, is as you use oils, they kind of absorb into it and it gets a scent of its own. To me, my Oxhorn combs and buffalo horn combs were always beautifully smelling. But no, you don't have to wash them more than any other ones, but you do need to wash your tools. Maybe a thought, those who send their request advice for photos should include their current tools. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. We don't, so our show gets often packed, so we don't want to add like too much time or slides to the show, but I think doing next week and just having people send in, or if there's something specific, Casper, that somebody's like, hey, I'm using this, is this good? I don't mind adding that in, but maybe not like an every type thing. Is the term transparency trim something that's taught in barber school? Good question. Jacob, Molly, is transparency
that's
trim?
Ours. That's
I don't
ours.
know.
We made that. You made it. No, there's no way that's not.
I don't know.
Nobody's talking about this stuff at the level we are.
Yeah, I agree with that, but to the level. But I don't know. Is that, if you're talking about, okay, here's Molly. Nope, not that I've come across. Interesting. That should be a baseline barber for beards instruction, because I would say it is the most common trim. A transparency trim.
We've created a lot of jargon here.
Yeah.
We've got transparency trim. I bet there's several other things that we kind of just talk about just because it is the way that we understand it. When you're doing something new, and that's kind of what we're doing, there's going to be new terms. It's kind of fun.
Yeah. CT, if anybody sent in tonight, you guys will be featured next week. We'll get back to you. Usually we don't do it like the next day, but hey, it's snow day. Who knows? Maybe we get a little bit crazy. And Jacob says, I honestly wasn't taught much about beards at barber school, We have seen that through and through with barber school. Just had to combine my knowledge. And you're always here, Jacob, man. You're not only soaking in knowledge from us, but from the chat, from experience, man. That's really cool. Really, really cool.
Yeah, there is a gap between what we're trying to do and what we recommend versus what you get if you go out. The neckline is different. A lot of things.
Yes, there is a big gap there, and there is a company that wants me to go in and teach their barbers about stuff. I would love to do that on a big scale one day. Hey, barbers out there, start putting the plug out there. I would love to go to barber schools and teach them my perspective and experience on beards. I'm not saying I'm right. I'm not saying they got to do that. But as someone that lives and breathes beards and has probably seen the most beards on the planet, I'm at least in the running.
Well, and couldn't you say it's a difference between we recommend trims for structure and keeping a beard for a long time.
Yeah.
And it's a very surface what you get from most stylists because they haven't been taught.
Right.
But theirs is straight up shape, walk out the door, never think about it again.
Yeah.
And ours is about if you want to expand or grow or keep it full looking, have it lay right. We're kind of,
Yeah, absolutely.
There's an opportunity there.
How often do you clean your Chicago combs? So I actually have an interesting method with my Chicago combs. I have my Chicago combs in the shower, and then I have matching ones on the counter with the 7 and the 8. And when my 7 or 8 looks gunky, right, it looks like there's buildup on there, I just simply switch them. How do you wash a beard comb? Wash it with your beard wash. What's one way to do that? Use it in the shower with your beard wash. So for me, that switch is very simple. But how often should you wash a comb? Realistically, if you're using it with butter, literally every other week or so is going to be recommended. Because think about what you're bringing home, right? When you're combing that beard, especially if it's not just fresh out of the shower, you're getting all those things on that comb. For me, it's every couple of days. I just rotate through the shower. That extra $12, holy cannoli worth it. Just something to consider about grabbing an extra one. And they have the little loopholes to hang up in the shower. They're water resistant. Never really thought about kind of communicating that, but that is, that's how I wash my combs. I'm actually going to write that down.
Yeah,
I like that.
And that's the drawback with the Oxhorn. The Oxhorn has a great smooth feel.
Yep.
But the Chicago comb gets it on like being light and rigid, and you can like literally let it slide through your beard, and you can kind of feel and work out. It's kind of actually very zen for me. I like to do it. It's kind of a routine. Is just kind of letting it slip through. That's the number 8. And then the number 7, I just recently tried out for the first time, but I'm going to talk about that on Sunday's show.
What? Sunday?
Yeah, Sunday Beyond Bearded.
Oh, when?
9 o'clock on this channel.
Okay. All right. Let me see. Make sure if I missed anything, guys. If we missed anything, as always, you guys know the deal. But if anybody's new, we're not skipping anything here, you guys. I promise. We're just trying our best. And guys, if you didn't mind, please hit that thumbs up. We're approaching 200 likes. We literally probably have 30 to 40 of you who have not hit the thumbs up, and that's okay. Dan, oh my God, please do it. I would love to. I just don't know how to kind of open that door, Obviously, it's not something that I'm going to pay out of my pocket to go fly to Alabama and go teach a class. But there's got to be something there someday. And a good example
It's going to have to be in their best interest.
Right.
They're going to kind of come. Yep.
Right, absolutely. An example would be we are educators. Every year, schools bring in speakers to come teach us about teaching, and they pay them stupid money. And it's usually former teachers because they have perspective, some good, some bad, some eh. I would love to do that. And I do think I have a lot of valuable information that I could give that's simple and could be easily digested by the barbers.
Because it's really about a perspective change.
That's it. Yeah, it's the way you look at it. For the same reason, the big company that I'm working with that's dropping my products on March 15th in every Rite Aid in America, it is literally an owner who started with head hair products and didn't know that beard products were different. I had to educate them. To his credit, after the lawsuit, he was very open to learning. Where did you say the link was for the beard barber in the USA?
The Facebook group Commands Corner on Facebook. You do need to be part of Facebook. If you don't do anything else with it, but join our group, we would love that too. Mm-hmm. That is okay.
Mm-hmm. What's the difference of the 7 and 8? The 7 is a pick. The 8 is a handled comb. The difference, I have a hard time explaining this. It's just the different leverage. The 7 is much more specific and accurate. How would you describe it? You're a recent adoptee of 7.
The 7 is new to me. The 8 is handled, and it is easy to work down from the top to the bottom across the beard. You can work it up, but the pick is built to add volume to your beard and kind of like air it out. It feels awesome, and it's got longer teeth, which kind of allow it to, it just kind of gives that little, every stroke is a little bit more valuable, and you can because it's got a short handle right below it. It's just the build of it allows you to really push angles that you typically just don't.
Yep, absolutely. And speaking of that, do you guys use the titanium combs? I hate them. I would never recommend. I love Chicago combs, love the company. I do not like titanium combs, especially on your beard. Strong no, and I've tried them. I've really tried to do them.
I haven't tried them. I know what you said on the beard, and I think that has to be right. Yep. The head hair, I might try something.
Yeah, head hair, I'm thinking it's much easier. Your head hair is thinner, it moves easier. Any recommendations if I can't afford a good beard comb and brush? All my money goes to my kids' bills down the road. Absolutely. Go to Walmart and go to their wet comb section. They have some really solid ones for like $2-3. There's nothing wrong with that at all. I went camping and had forgot my Chicago combs, went to Walmart, snagged one. I still have it in my camper to this day. So Walmart, look for the wet comb section. They've got some really good ones that are intended for the shower, but actually work really well for your beard. So it just comes down to you. I need to see a suggestion on how to separate the beard and the head hair.
There you go.
Boom. Yep.
So like right here, yeah.
Yep. Essentially, what you do is, let me show you here. I need a haircut, so maybe I can show you soon. It's still noticeable here. This is longer than this is, and my beard is longer here. So you just need to make that hair a little bit shorter. Like I said, I am due for a haircut, but good question. All right, guys, and we do have more advice to go. We do definitely have more advice to do here. Barber school, at least here, is made to teach you about the absolute basics and how to pass your Oh, interesting. Yeah, maybe it's not barber school that I go to. Maybe it's actual barber shops. Maybe it's the shop where they're employed, because the barber school probably doesn't really care about your end result. They just want you to pass the test. But the barber shop, if they want to return and get beards back in again, maybe that's the angle. Yeah, maybe that's the angle. Is
because the reality is, Molly and I, we're dancing around this. Someday Molly's gonna have the market of beard. She's gonna have a line.
She's gonna be the one.
Everybody's gonna have a beard.
Yeah.
But
we're gonna send everybody to her.
Right. Absolutely. The idea of most beard guys would pay as much for a beard trim that they could count on as they would for their head hair. Yeah. You know, usually it's an add-on.
Oh, if you know that,
but it doesn't need to be an add-on.
If you know you can go and get a good beard trim with zero risk or worries,
you'd pay for it.
They'd pay for it.
Mm-hmm.
Pay for it. You're telling me I can get it with a good, solid, knowledgeable trim? Dude, they'll pay for that.
You're not going to ask me questions that I don't really... You know what I want. I can show you a picture, and you can do that.
Yeah.
And we'll do it automatically. And you're not going to ask me a question I'm going to answer wrong and regret it instantly. You know, like that kind of thing.
Yeah. And Todd, this may say a lot about my personality and maybe not in a good way, but he said, I could see Dan on a stage with a headset talking to a packed crowd with a barber school students. I would freaking love that. That would get my adrenaline, my endorphins running through the roof, guys. I love speaking. I love speaking in person even more. I love big crowds more. A headset, I've never done that, but that excites the hell out of me, because I think that'd be fantastic. Yeah, I can see it, man. Let's do it. Let's get these barbers to come to me, because that would be cool. Dan, I would definitely build a portfolio of before and afters from Beard Advice Live. That's cool. And a resume, of course, in mass email barber cosmetology schools. Okay, all right. Continued. Molly's on that continued game today. Okay, and continued. Tech a specialty class in their school. A lot of schools will rebook people for specialty classes once a semester. It would be huge if you could break into that market. I'm definitely going to So here, again, complete transparency. I'm leaving teaching. That is 6 to 8 to 10 hours a day, depending on the type of day it is, where I have more hours to do. That could be something that I really start pursuing. The idea of mass emailing right now is just not possible to look up all the barber schools and stuff. But this summer, I could absolutely get that in my wheelhouse. Yep, absolutely. And yeah, somebody asked in CVS, not right now, only Rite Aid, but the plan is to expand from there. Dan, have you ever entered a beard competition or considered entering? Chris, no, but I've judged, I think, 10 of them so far. I am judging one in Columbus, Ohio on the Cinco de Mayo weekend. I believe the competition's May 6th or May 7th. So I will be judging. It's a pretty big competition down in Ohio. So I love judging them. I will likely never enter because, and this is not false humility, I don't think I'd win. There are unbelievable, we went to a beard competition and there's unbelievable levels to beard genetics and genes, and I'm just not there with those top dogs. And I don't like to do things that I can't be the best at, so I probably would not enter. What about that expo? Yeah, so there were people with headsets, they were teaching things. But it's also interesting because the barber industry is so, there's very big personalities. There's like godlike celebrities in that world, and I would have a hard time. Okay, there's a lot of barbers that feel very confident that they know every single aspect about cutting hair, and me coming in as an outsider would be hard to crack a lot of those circles, but I'd be up for the job. I will say my barber instructor is amazing and does try to teach us everything. Okay, yeah, love it.
Past exam.
We're teachers. We get it. Trust me. There's probably a lot of pressure out there. The Mayor and Dan kicking out business development whole segment. Ooh, yeah. Yeah, Mayor, I'm going to hire you to book the gigs. And then we travel together. Oh, yeah, that's good. Nick, I think this is about the 5th time you have asked him this one. 4th or 5th one. When the time is right.
Yeah, when the time is right.
But I think every show you've had, Nick has asked you that.
He's just being...
He's like, interested.
He's fired up for me. Yeah, no plan.
Are you going to go full-time there? Are you a content creator full-time? All right, here we go. If Dan entered a beard competition, I don't know if I ever would. No, I'm not. But there's different categories and different lengths and stuff going on. And Doug will do the logistics. Deal. Absolutely. All right, let's go ahead and see this next guy here.
This is Mark. Hello from the beautiful Pacific Northwest. I admire your conciseness and simplicity. That being said, I set out to grow my beard with no fear of awkwardness. Aside from the mustache, I've just been letting it grow for a few years. I have used scissors on 3 separate occasions to make straight cuts across the bottom, and most recently some extra sideburn. I have learned that style is incredibly important. All I have or use to trim are scissors at the moment. Can you recommend a line to simply allow symmetry back? The videos are a primary source for most things that I could ask, but any other advice is appreciated until I find a barber I trust.
Man, you guys have had so many like super detailed questions and advice. It's like as people watch, they really get kind of like acclimated
and they build on each other.
Yeah, really good. All right, so let's check it out and then we'll pop back from there. Okay. Hey, Mark, welcome. And I know Mark's in the chat tonight. I've seen him bouncing around there. Super unique, man. Absolutely love it.
Look at that. That's what we're all about.
Stash.
Yep.
Holy cannoli. That is a legendary stash. All right, so let's get to the questions here. Okay, that being said, I set out to grow a beard with no fear of awkwardness. Okay. Aside from the mustache, letting it grow for a few years. All right, and there's Mark right there. Hey, Mark, thanks for popping in. And, okay, where are specific questions here? Okay, I've learned that's... Okay, all I have is scissors. Can you recommend a line to allow symmetry back? The videos are primary source. Okay. So with symmetry, is he talking about the sides?
I think he's just leveling the lines. You know, I think Mark has a really unique style.
Yeah.
And this is a great example of the guys that think, I don't have the pat. Like, I love it.
I love it too.
And I think, I don't know if he has to be straightening it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It could be natural, but that would be wild.
Look at his head here, and it might be, though.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
But yeah, as far as a line, I think he's just talking like evening it out at the bottom, maybe. And would you do anything else?
Yeah. Man, Mark. Okay, so let me answer your question, and then let me give you perspective after that. If you want a line of symmetry, it's going to be right here. Right? See where your beard is at right here? It would be going right along your face, back down to a very short beard. It literally would be right here. You can see this line. It would come across the face, kind of swoop down. Very, very simple line there. I do not recommend that, though. I like what you got going, man. I think it's fantastic. I would not do that. If you want to do anything, Mark, this would be my advice. Take small bits off the bottom, and then as the sides grow in, it will slowly start to meet it and slowly start to catch up to even out. I don't think you have to do a big drastic trim and get it even right now. Let the sides slowly work their way down as you bring the front back up to it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then your mustache is an absolute star.
Yeah, it's a showstopper.
And I think you need to kind of just be aware of that and kind of try that out and style it different and just look at that. The way it comes out is amazing. So work that mustache for everything it's got.
Yeah. Let us know what you do, Mark. Let us know what you do, man, because you've got some unique options here. Yep, unique options here. And a great point. I forgot that he brought up the straight line with clippers or shears or scissors. The shears will push the hair. Yep. So getting that straight line of symmetry is going to be difficult because they're just so rigid. Using clippers would be a better option if possible. And Mark says the lazy walrus helped to the stash. Yeah, love that, Mark. That looks really good. Really good, man. Awesome. Okay, cool. Thanks, Mark. Let us know what you do. I love it, though. Mm-hmm. I really do. I think that's so cool.
This is Blake N. I have reached the prestigious Yeard Club. I have been on the show 2 times before. I included those pictures to show my progress and growth through this journey. I am looking for advice and your overall thoughts in the following areas. Is it time for a transparency trim? I'm also dealing with a French fork, but I seem to hide it well. If it is time to trim, could you please provide a line shape you would follow, or I should follow? Should I trim my mustache on the upper lip and possibly some length of the long parts? How does my beard fade from the bald head to the beard look? And should I clean up anything on my side beard around the ears going down to my neck area?
Okay, all
Yet
right.
Another example of somebody's been listening, using our terms, kind of, really on point.
Perfectly worded. And shout out to the Gates family. Second time today we've had the Goat Kids blessing our stream, so thank you. Okay. Let's kind of go back and forth and just see what we got here for the questions. Let's take a look at Blake's beard. Boom! Oh my goodness!
He was on our show then, right?
Yeah. So this was all the way back, guys. So when we're talking about, my mind is still spinning with the idea of barber schools and barber shops because I think there's a massive market and potential there. It's going to be a challenge to break into it, but Molly had said have before and afters and kind of evidence of what you do.
Context. Too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We definitely have some context. But this is an example. This is where he started out on this show, following this channel in the kind of the rules and tips and tricks, and this is what is a result. Oh my gosh! Yeah, this exact picture was on the show.
We're gonna see this photo. This is like, boom.
That's crazy.
Not like
Blake.
the show made that happen, but
crazy. It at least helped. I think we can say that. All right, so let's get to your questions because for a lot of people after reading that's probably unexpected. He's here. I hope you're reading those comments, Blake. Well deserved, man. Okay. Is it time for a transparency trim? I'm also dealing with a French fork. We all are at that length, man. And I seem to hide it well. If it is time to trim, could you please give the line? All right, so let's see here for this this trim pattern. Okay. We are here on the front. We got the beard. Man, it's tough, but Blake, I'm going to say yeah. You reached the Yeard. Let's go ahead and do a little bit of a trim. For one reason, it looks like your underbeard is actually overachieving than the front of your beard. So I would do just a little cleanup transparency trim. Blake, here is your line. You're going to start on this corner here. Please do not go any higher than that. Right at this corner and this corner here. And you're just going to do a little loop-de-loop down at the bottom there. Please watch my most recent transparency trim. You're going to do that exact thing. So I think you could. Or you can go with Eric with an A. The easy thing is don't do anything. You have a beard of epic proportions. There's nobody in the world that's going to think, hey, you have to trim this. Scott says he has no transparency. Hey, I agree. But I would just want to, it's not necessarily a transparency trim. This would be more of an evening trim. Getting that beard even, getting it kind of symmetrical and into a shape that, and I'm putting myself in your shoes. That's all I can do here. And I would like to do just that little trim along the bottom to kind of even it up. What do you think?
I can't believe that this show has been going on so long that
Right.
we can even have a start
Right.
and follow up. I mean, that's a moment for us.
Yeah.
This is the first, yeah. So we can literally drop this picture when somebody says, I just don't think I have it in me. And they say, here's where he started asking questions, and here's where he is now.
Yeah.
You asked about the fade into the head. I think.
Wait, okay. Let's
sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
I was
Come
just
on,
about
man.
that one. I'm sorry.
Should I
break it into questions?
We're in
Segments.
order here. Should I trim up my mustache on the upper lip, possibly length? Nope.
Not unless it's bothering you.
Yeah.
All I would do is just.
Yeah.
But I think the fullest possible mustache is what this beard needs.
To complement a beard like that is, you're gonna want to leave that mustache as full as possible. And then how does my beard fade from the bald to the head look? Over here? Man, and I'm no expert, but that is picture perfect to me.
Fine, and actually,
Picture perfect.
You can actually tell better from the straight on side because it's all about shape with a big beard like that.
Right, and Blake seems very similar to me, where he does not want the boop, that big, like, out of nowhere, boom, big one coming through. And that's, I think, perfectly on point. I wouldn't change a thing. Should I clean up on my side beard around the ears? Okay, so we've had similar questions tonight. That's super interesting. No, absolutely not, Blake. Leave your side beard alone. That's the beauty of length and gravity, you guys. I bet it sat out farther, but now that length and... Look at how thick that beard is. That is silly, Blake.
You know, I don't want to harp on it, but this is a next level of this show because we give styling tips and we say what to do at the moment, but it's also about the mindset
to be able to make it.
To be able to make it to this point. It can't happen.
Redunculous,
Thank you for
Blake.
sending in, Blake.
Right, seriously, man, that is super cool. Super, super cool. Thank you, man. That's special. That's special.
All right, this is Jacob H. I have attached my second month beard update. The pictures are in a before and after format showing my beard 3.5 weeks compared to now at 8 weeks. My beard appears to be growing at a decent rate, and I'm happy with it. I have a feeling that my cheeks might go terminal sooner than the rest of it, so if so, I'll probably still wear a ducktail style beard, something like Jason Momoa. Do you know that?
Jason Momoa?
Momoa? Yeah.
Yeah. You know, Aquaman?
Yeah. I never watched that one, though.
Not very good.
No need to say. I'm having fun now being able to wear a handlebar mustache, and I'm currently trying to grow the hairs over my lip into the curl for an even stronger handlebar in the future.
Nice.
I plan on purchasing a heated brush soon as well. I have 2 questions to conclude. Should men with patchier beards like myself look for the pocket versions of heated brushes, since our beards have specific stronger areas and naturally grow smaller? Also, I have not trimmed in any length yet, but I'm wondering how often a beard needs to have split ends trimmed or have the extra long hair snipped, even with the rest. I'm otherwise feeling good after seeing the difference that the 4 to 5 weeks can make, and I'm excited about the 6-month mark.
Awesome. And real quick, Blake says, I'm going to do a small trim. Blake, please send back in, man. Please send back in. Watch the videos. Excited for that. Okay. Another one loaded with fantastic questions. And this is our resident male barber, Jacob. So thanks for sending in, Jacob. Love this growth. Look at this difference here from one to the other, especially this front on shot, right? This shows you what just a little bit of length does to really check. Because a lot of people would be like, oh man, his goatee area, it's got coverage, but maybe it's not super full. Boom.
Right.
Look at that coverage there by just letting it grow. All right, so let's get to questions here that we have, okay? Going with the mustache, love it. Hey, D, welcome to the team, man. Thanks for joining the membership. If anybody's interested, you just got to look for the join button next to the subscribe, and essentially you support the platform and you stand out more in the chat. Pretty cool, man. Thank you. All right, I'm going to kick this one to you, the first one, and then we'll go over to this picture. Should men with patchier beards or shorter beards go with the pocket version of heated brushes? So essentially he's saying, hey, There are smaller heated brushes and there are bigger ones. Do you think a smaller version fits for my beard better? And you've tried probably more heated brushes than anybody. What do you think? Smaller, bigger?
I have most familiarity with the Aberlite line, and the pocket or compact that they have. They've called a couple of things. Just because it's smaller, but smaller heated brush doesn't equal smaller beard, in my opinion. Actually, the heating element, the tines are spread apart more, and it's more about just what you're getting in the brush. A lot of times, with the Pro, because the Pro doesn't have the giant surface area. The Aberlite Max does, and you might even, if you did a math equation, you might even get, I'm not going to do the math, but similar surface area no matter what heated brush you're using. The Pro I like, and if you do have what I like to do is, because it heats up faster, it delivers it like evenly, it's got more settings, which might be good, and a thinner style, but I a lot of times I hit it and I flip it and I do it long ways, and actually, kind of go down, especially if I have a narrow area, or things that I'm doing like that. You don't have to do it the wide way for your face. That's something to consider. And you get what you pay for with that. But the compact, it would work just totally fine, great. But if you're for the long haul too, you might want to invest in the Pro. It's gonna have some it's just like buying a higher end car.
All right. So summarize. Does a smaller heated brush work for smaller beards? I don't know if
it does. There's no advantage to it, and it is not intended for smaller beards.
Perfect. Okay. So get the heated brush that you think would be just kind of the best fit for your budget, for the quality. As the mayor said, you get what you pay for, but the smaller ones are not necessarily made for smaller beards. Awesome. And then you had another question here. I've not trimmed any length yet, but I'm wondering, does it need to be trimmed? If you have split ends, that means there's damage. Yes, trim it. I have a feeling you probably don't have any split ends with your beard at that length. Normally, they start to come up a little bit longer than that. If there is, we want to look at what's causing those split ends. So there's no like regular rule like, hey, you need to trim every so many months or weeks because of split ends. Just kind of listen to your beard, see what's going on there, and even out. Otherwise, I could not imagine you needing a beard trim right now. Stylistically, there's nothing there to trim up, and then health-wise, I have a feeling that your beard's pretty healthy. Agree?
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, thanks for sending in. And I'm digging the style too, man. I like the buzzed haircut. That beard filled in so well. So well. It's so cool to see.
It's such a great testament to hanging in there.
Yep. And here's another little interesting perspective as well with waiting it out. If you notice, guys, you see his neckline here, and we see where the neck is at.
Wow, good
point. And then look at over here. It's still the same neckline, right? See how it's over here? Over here? Look at it from the front now. Guess what? You don't see it. He let that front grow over it. If we were to add, what is this? Probably about 3/4 of an inch. If we were to add 3/4 of an inch here, it's covering that neckline. Just that little bit of a difference can make such a big impact. Yep. Super cool. Super cool.
Don't get me started on heated brushes.
Drink.
All right, Josh M. I was on the show before. I tried your advice from a heated brush to a blow dryer. I need advice on what to do. I have a patch on the left-hand side of my beard. I have a couple pictures and a picture of my beard goal.
Okay, and real quick, how long should you wait until you can use a heated comb or after oil and butter? 5 minutes. Or when should you use a heated comb, heated brush? Yep. Oil, wait 5 minutes, and then use it. You don't want to wait too much longer than that. You don't want to go too much earlier than that. I don't sit there with a timer or anything. Pretty much what I do is I apply my oil, and then I have like these little pads that I wipe my face with. I get my deodorant on. I just do a couple of things that I normally do to get ready, and then I go back to it. So about 5 minutes. All right. And here's Josh. Okay. It's on the show before, blow dryer, need advice on what I do, patch on my left side. Okay, and he's just trying to reach a goal. So let's see what we got here. Awesome, thank you for sending in, Josh. I think we've seen this goal a few times before. This guy is definitely making his rounds on the internet. Kind of looks like the Game of Thrones guy with the red beard.
But it's a real beard.
I agree.
You know, it's not.
I agree. It's not super hairsprayed. It's not fresh out of the barber chair. You do have some texture to it. So I agree. It's a lofty goal for most anybody, but it is an obtainable goal. That's a real beard there. So, okay, he said he has a patch on his left side. I'm assuming that's what he's trying to show us here. Do you notice
my patch on my left side?
Okay, yeah.
Because I was gonna almost put a picture in there earlier today. I have that same. It's not. I mean, it's not really. It's just a thin spot. You know, we all have them.
Oh yeah.
I wouldn't say it jumps out any more than anybody, but yeah, you definitely. You know, you notice it.
I don't know if you've ever even talked about it before.
No, because but we have that. I think no one else is gonna notice that either. For you, so I wouldn't worry about that in any way. It's that's a very normal location where that cheek line kind of lines up.
Is he saying right here?
I don't know,
Josh, I don't even really see it, man.
Yeah.
When I look straight on, I don't see anything. When I look to the side, maybe right here, right? Because maybe it's a little bit thicker over here. Yeah, if we gotta look that hard to try and find like a patch, I don't think it's there, man. All right, now how do you reach your goal, right? It's pretty much for me the same advice as the last time we had you on. It's improved, but there's still gonna be some technique and some training there. Your beard does still jet in at your jawline. So everything is kind of, if I can bring it to me here. Oh, whoop, still here. Everything is kind of pushing in right here. We need to get that hair going out away from your jawline.
So like a number 7 pick.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think from Chicago Comb, like any kind of pick, getting used to that is gonna be maybe a next step.
100%.
Building body.
Yep. Get that pick and flick, right? I like that. Pick and flick. Somebody said flick earlier. Get that pick and flick it out away from your face. Get that heat underneath it. Because you can even see on your sides, it's starting to like roll and curl up almost back on itself. And so using that method the mayor brought up, absolutely game changer, but you gotta stay at it. You gotta keep going and keeping it away from your face. Yep, away from your face. He said, my goatee seems to be growing faster. So I don't think that's the case, Josh. I think that your goatee listen carefully here. Notice how your goatee is pretty straight here. There's no real dip, dent, or wave. You've got a wicked wave on your side. I'm not saying it's bad, but to reach your goal, we gotta straighten this wave out. Look at how this beard hair is kind of coming forward. It's like looped and then pushed. If you were to straighten that out, I guarantee your beard is actually the same length all the way around. So to reach this, if you notice his is like a wall. It's like, boom, right? Obviously, it's some immaculate mustache and hair. This is obviously for a photo shoot. So it was made to look like that, and they're probably like, we want to give him a little bit of a rugged look, you know? But that's going to be your biggest thing, Josh, is getting this out straightened away from your face. And that will definitely help, And Mark's exactly right. Daily heat and brushing, combing are going to be big things. Blow dryer and a round brush, and Scott, you're right. That's literally what we gave advice on the first time around, and he's ready. Okay. Does he need a trim? Mayor, what do you think?
I'd like to see volume at it. I don't know.
We don't know. I agree.
I think I can recommend anything right now because, I really would. I think consider getting a pick and starting to play with that volume. Even if you're just sitting there watching TV, you get a feel for how, and then you go look in the mirror and you're like, what? You know?
Yep. And Nicholas Z's right. It's all,
It's all styling.
I don't think we can recommend a trim until you work this area out, because if you trim it, we don't know how it's going to look, because you got to get that beard in the style that you want. So keep going. It's definitely better than when you submitted that first time around.
Yeah, and I think we're just at the next step, and I think that's building volume through pick and styling. For sure, man. And then we can get into, I will say though, Josh, one thing to keep in mind, your goal picture is a totally different texture than your beard. You have a straighter hair than he does. There's a lot of texture to his beard, and yours is more of a straight kind of beard. So just kind of consider that when you're reaching your goal. Look at the front of your beard and the front of his. Both are wonderful. It's not a knock on either beard. It's just different. You know, there's just some differences there. Awesome. Thanks, Josh. All right, this is Jason D. Attached are a couple images that show the length of my beard. My question is, this seems to be the longest I can achieve. Do you have any tips for breaking this barrier so that I can add more length? As a note, I'm active, I relatively stress-free, daily vitamin regimen, and I'm now using some quality products. That said, I have not typically used quality products. This is a new thing. Perhaps this change in quality will help and care will help break through that wall.
Awesome. So I believe this is the Jason that we've been talking to, and he said it's his first day as a subscriber. He's had so many great questions, and he became a member. I feel like Jason's in for a couple of weeks of like binge deep diving, not because I'm recommending that. I just feel like that's where he's heading.
Yeah, and I think that's great. We love it when they come back out of that and they have like all these different questions and references, points of reference, and learn so much.
And I love that line that he says, I'm now using quality products. I typically do not use quality products. It's a new thing. Super, super cool. One thing that I will say is beards are very resilient. Unless there's damage, you're likely going to be okay. So just something to consider there. You're likely going to be okay. All right, so let's take a look at Jason's beard. First day on the channel. First time using quality products.
Was always meant to be here.
Jeez Louise. Oh my. All right. Jason, read.
Go ahead, chat.
Yep.
We'll just sit back.
I was going to say, Jason, read the comments, man, because they're well-deserved. Goodness gracious. But I believe he did. I'm mesmerized right now, but I believe he did have some questions here. Okay.
More length. He wants to add more length. Looking at the breakthrough.
Okay, so he feels like his beard has stopped growing. All right, so Jason, I'll give you one bit of perspective first. It's called the law of proportionality. The longer your beard grows, the less you notice the growth. One more time. The longer your beard grows, the less you notice the growth. For example, if you have fingernails, you notice that growth because the change is so small, and you can see how incremental it is. If you shave your head, you notice an increased growth because of, hey, I shave usually every 3 days. Why is it every 2 now? At a beard of that length and of that substance, it's really hard to notice an inch, which is what? An inch on the mare right now?
Oh, yeah.
Would be a huge difference. Would be it to the point where it's the longest his beard has ever been. An inch for you is barely noticeable. So I would say that first and foremost, that it's probably a situation of proportionality, that you're just not noticing it. Second, is it possible that you're at a temporary plateau? If you're at a temporary terminal length, it is possible. Maybe the boost of those quality products are going to give you the nourishment to start getting the beard going again. Yeah, I would say stick with your healthy habits, stick with patience. Don't rush it, man, because you are killing it. It looks great. Looks great.
3 things real quick. 1, welcome home. You're always meant to be here with us.
It seems like the way he's talking and chatting to it seems like he's meant to be here.
2, this is what we were talking about earlier about how sometimes genetics just win. Because this guy, Jason has been, he got there with little to not much. And 3, I think that's hops that he's growing. That's growing up the vine, and that's for beer and all that. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, was it Jason who said he wanted to talk about hops earlier?
I don't know.
That he's a hop farmer?
But that looks like hops to me.
Jason, are you a hop farmer? I believe you are, because somebody was talking about hops earlier. I apologize if I'm saying somebody else, but I think it was you with that good observation. It's hops. Look at the mare. Have you been to a hop farm before?
No. Okay. Up north, when we drive by the farms for a few years, we thought they were doing pole beans, but then you just saw lots and lots with them as craft brewing became a big thing.
Interesting.
It was the hops.
Interesting. I love the smell of hops. I've been to breweries where they have them all, and they're amazing smelling. So Jason, please message me because I do have some recommendations for you on the hops. I love the mayor's perspective on all of that. It does seem like you're home. What was your second one?
This is an example of natural.
Yes.
God-given talent on the.
There are
genes.
some people that no matter what you do, you're going to grow beards, and we've always said this. This is not something that's new. There are exceptions to every rule. I will say, hey, you should not do this. You should not do that. Then you have someone that's like, I ain't never used anything except motor oil. It's like, well, you're blessed. You're doing well. There's nothing else we can say there. So, yeah. And I hope, Jason, you're realizing how amazing this community is on this platform. When you get comments like this from Jayway, he said, that's one of the nicest beards I've seen. Mm-hmm. That's pretty dang cool. That is really, really cool there. So, man, thank you for sending in. I didn't do much or know much at all. Hey, you just let it grow. It's doing its thing. I would say the one thing to look out for, Jason, is if you have some split ends at the bottom of your beard, meaning the hair that should be a single strand starts to break off into multiple parts. If you have that, let's get a little clip at the bottom and let's start snipping those down. By clip, I mean like clip, not like an actual clip. But just look for that damage because I could see that happening. Other than that, let's keep the beard care going. That color waterfall is beautiful, man. Absolutely beautiful. Thanks for sending it in. That was really cool. Really, really cool.
This is Joseph. I just got this beard trim an hour ago. Thoughts?
And guys, when we say an hour ago, that wasn't
like 2 hours ago.
Yeah. That was like an hour before the show started.
So
because
3 hours, yes.
Right, because we put this in last minute. We're both sitting here getting ready for the show. So yeah, it's literally fresh as fresh can be. So let's take a look at Joey's trim here. All right, and so here's the before, everybody. Right, you have him here. And then here's the after with this fresh trim. Mayor, what you got?
I think this is a great example of if you do have like a lower cheek line growth pattern of how good a beard can be. I like the trim there. Looks really, really good. The side profile, you can see the shape of it.
Fantastic.
Yeah. This is amazing.
Yes.
I think really, really good. Great trim. Well
Small
done.
little trim on the mustache made a really nice difference. I like the look and style of that. And as the mayor said, yeah, man, for this style, you absolutely maximize it. You make it look fantastic. Crushed it. I love your style too, dude, with the hat. And man, really, really well done. And Doug said it best here. Addition by subtraction. Really, really nice. And Twice Born said, you guys have encouraged me to keep growing. I have family members that say really cruel things to me, and I've ended up shaving in the past.
Why is it always family?
Mayor, I feel like you have some wisdom and perspective on a topic like this.
I think I'm gonna get I am the perspective guy.
100%.
You know, I will just say this: why do we let these people that we have why do we let them be our inner voice? You know, you can't live life on those moments when you see family at the holidays and you get a negative response to things. You have to do what makes you happy. And we just have to, you know, there's an it just is. The clean cut concept is not our fan. And old school, you know, the older our grandparents get, whatever, they're gonna even be more adamant that this is the way things should be. You got to be you. And I have found in my life that by doing something different than I ever planned, I've found more joy than I could have imagined. So let's enjoy that. I don't know. I'm just telling you, the less traveled road is usually one that you will gain the most from. And then that's, you know, maybe just because they'll figure it out. You know, maybe they're responding to saying that it looks different or it's not you. Well, then let it become you, you know? My wife wasn't huge into the beard, and now she couldn't imagine without it. It has improved. The beard is who I am. Today I deleted, I used to have a picture of myself without a beard on my Instagram, you could see it. I got rid of it today because I disliked how it looked so much.
Yeah, and I was getting ready to piggyback on it, but you covered it. Essentially, oftentimes, man, when it's the family members, they don't even know what they're saying. Like, they don't purposely mean that. I know I'll go to Thanksgiving and I haven't seen family members in a while, and their form of bonding, their form of love is giving people a hard time. Is that right? Is that wrong? I don't know. We'll walk in the door and they'll be like, hey, like before, let's say I had a bowl haircut, which I did. They'd be like, what up, Bieber? Looking like you're in high school still and I'm in college. And it was not them like actually meaning that. They knew I looked good. They knew I had a beautiful girl on my arms. They just wanted to bond.
It's
That's
the
just
opener. It's the opener, and it's usually you got to take one for the team as you're a beard guy, or you have something on your face.
Yep.
It's the open. It's the easiest open.
And
it
often
doesn't always connect to its true emotions.
Right. And oftentimes, even if it is a calculated thing they say, let's say you sit down for dinner and grandma's like, I miss your face, honey buns. I wish you would shave and go back to it. It's just humans don't like change. Mm-hmm. Humans like things to remain the same. That's what they saw, especially if they don't see you that frequently. They just drop it. Now, if it's somebody that you see every day and they keep saying it, hey, that's a different story.
Gotta have a combo.
Right, that is a different story. But I'm thinking of going to family meetings and stuff like that. even if that isn't, I think that's good perspective for some people to hear as we talk about that. So we got you, man. We all have those things. I had a really good heart-to-heart with my former boss when she essentially was like, and this was in a friendly way. We were at a party, a wedding reception, and she was like, essentially like, hey, when are you going to get rid of the beard? Not in like a pressuring way, not in like your employer trying to suppress you. This was like outside, friends talking. When are you going to get rid of the beard? Had a heart-to-heart. Never brought it up again. She understood. It does take that conversation sometimes. Just let them know. If it keeps going, sometimes you got to be assertive and firm and shut it down and just say, hey, listen, this beard makes me happy. I enjoy it. It's here to stay. Like it or leave it. And then see how the reaction goes.
You know, this has been a unique show.
Yeah.
I thought it was small, but it was really big.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of nuance to a lot of what we suggested tonight. A lot of different. It was beautiful.
And we never plan that. We never talk about it. We never say like, hey, we got one on this guy. We're gonna do this and that. It just kind of comes up, and oftentimes is guided by you guys in the comments, in the chat. So thank you guys for that, because yeah, it happened in such a cool way. And what an amazing feeling to not have pressure to wake up in 5 hours to go teach 155 middle schoolers and deal with their parents and online teaching, and make sure you got your mask on, make sure the kids leave 15 minutes early because the traffic is so crazy, don't walk in the certain part of the parking lot. It's just, man, this is great.
Keep your rooms locked in case there's a shooting.
Right, but make sure you're able to barricade in case there really is one.
Every lesson I teach is constantly interrupted by me letting kids in that have gone to the bathroom.
Yep.
I have to stop because my door can't be propped because it's a science door, it's a fire door.
Right.
There's more than
we're not even supposed to.
Right.
Yep. So
we like this job, guys.
Just want to say this feels wonderful, and thank you guys for making it what it is. If you guys want to send in beardadvicelive@gmail.com. You guys can clearly see we need you, but I will also say you guys are always there for us. We've never had a time where we didn't have enough.
Right.
Ever. And so keep it going. It always seems to just work out. So super cool, you guys. Hey, Sunday night, 9 p.m. Eastern, Beyond Bearded. I would be honored if you guys tuned in and checked out what he has going on. I believe it's truly unique. I believe it's entertaining. It's fun. I sit down here in the studio and watch. I think it's a perfect podcast to be productive while you listen and watch. I do my work while he's there. I don't have to be 100% dialed in, but I'm active. I comment. I'm watching the chat, but I'm also able to get my slides ready. I'm also able to lesson plan, do all those things. I've literally set it aside to get work done while I'm entertained.
Nice.
Kind of the best of both worlds. So 9 o'clock Sunday, guys, Beyond Bearded. You already know I have a review video dropping Friday. I have a educational video dropping Sunday. And who knows, maybe we'll have episode 3 of Beard Topics coming soon. I am loving the Beard Topics videos, by the way. They're so much fun.
It's cool. You know, if I'm available, I jump in and just kind of check it out. That's the feel.
Right. That's crazy. Is it after 11 already? Man, I could go on and on about this, but my day flew today. I texted the mayor when it was 8:12. He normally comes over about 8:30, and I was like, I cannot believe it's 8:12 already, by the way. I don't know if I said it to you, but I said it to Sam. I'm like, cannot believe it's 8:12.
No, you did, yeah.
Did I? Okay. And I'm like, and same with this. Like, we've been on for 2 hours and 7 minutes.
I know.
What?
I don't know.
That's stupid. That's stupid. Crazy. And so for some people, 8 o'clock, it's still so strange to hear about the different time. Yeah, okay, we get it, Dominic. We get it, guys. Rub it in our face. It's early where you guys are. It's early. Okay. I could talk forever, you guys.
Perspective.
Yes, perspective. I just always think about sports when they're live. Like for us, if we want to watch the UFC main event, it's usually around 1 a.m. In California, it's at 9 p.m., 10 p.m.
That's cool.
That's
I think
crazy.
we get the benefit of more than they do.
You think so? Okay, because when it's early in the day, it interrupts their day?
Yeah, well, I think it's like the college sports a lot will be at the, 8 o'clock for us is like 5, or 7 o'clock kickoff, I don't know.
Yeah.
Depends.
Yep. That's true. All right.
All right, guys. 9 o'clock on Sunday. I hope you'll join me. I got some great ideas planned.
Cool. And if you guys have not hit a thumbs up, please consider hitting it on the way out. And we appreciate you guys, and we will see you soon.